Hello, welcome to the Football Social with Sky. But it's a double header today. We've got two live streams. Second one will, of course, be the Carabao Cup final. Darius Vassell will be joining us for that. But right now it is the huge game, Man United against Liverpool. Delighted to say we're joined by Champions League winner Luis Garcia. Luis, thank you very much for coming on.
My pleasure.
Big game today for your former club.
Massive game for both of the teams, but for Liverpool because he's challenging the trophy.
And alongside you, because you are Team Liverpool, of course, still supporting Liverpool, we have to have a Man United representative, Michael McCubbin. Big game as well for United as well. How do you see this game going?
Very big game. Oh, it's a difficult one. Glad Trent Alexander-Arnold isn't playing for Liverpool, but at the same time, we've got Scott McTominay at the base of midfield for United. I believe Matic was injured in the warm-up or something like that. So, yeah, not hugely confident about the midfield battle today. If they get Pogba, then that might crack it for Liverpool. But, don't know. Still quietly confident. Quietly,
I like the way you said that, quietly confident. We will confirm the team news with you very shortly. But as well as our feature game, which is Man United versus Liverpool, of course, Arsenal are playing Southampton at the same time, so we'll be giving you all the updates of that game. And who else to talk about Arsenal but Dave Jackson, who we've only ever seen in an Arsenal shirt.
I know, mate, yeah.
Dave, big game, Arsenal.
It is a massive game.
How do you see that one panning out?
I fully expect Arsenal to be back in the top four by the end of play today. I fancy Liverpool to beat Man United 2-0 actually, and I fancy Arsenal to win this quite comfortably by at least 2 goals. So yeah, back in the top four.
Very confident.
Yeah, I am, mate.
OK.
Might still be a bit drunk from last night, but I'm extremely confident.
We'll move past that. Don't condone. Sat alongside him, we have got Social Corner. Will Brazier from Sport. Will, just remind the viewers of what your role is and how they can get in touch with the show.
Yeah, get your questions in to me at SoccerAM, at Football Daily, using the hashtag #TheFootballSocial. We've got a Champions League winner with us. Get your questions in.
Get your questions in.
Get your questions in. Ultimately, get your questions in.
Get your questions in at SoccerAM, at Football Daily. Of course, there was a lot of games yesterday that happened in the Premier League. Quite a few goals as well. So here's what happened in the Premier League yesterday. We'll just give you a recap of the results. Big win for Watford. That was a Friday night game. Cardiff 1, Watford 5. Another Friday night fixture was, of course, at the London Stadium. West Ham 3, Fulham 1. We saw some epic dancing from Mikel Antonio, Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville post-match in that game. Not a good weekend for Tottenham Hotspur. They did have the chance to close the gap on City and Liverpool. They lost 2-1 at Burnley at Turf Moor. Pochettino not happy at the end of that game. All about penalties at Bournemouth. 3 penalties in total. 2 were scored, and Josh King missed a late penalty to give Bournemouth all 3 points. That one finished 1-1. Newcastle 2, Huddersfield 0. Good run of form Newcastle have been on lately. And a big result there for Crystal Palace. Leicester 1, Crystal Palace 4. And breaking news today, Claude Puel has been sacked by Leicester. So here's what it means for the Premier League table. It doesn't look good at all, does it, for Huddersfield? 11 points from 27 games, minus 36 goal difference. Rock bottom. Fulham and Southampton make up the bottom 3. Southampton can, of course, go out of the bottom 3 if they manage to beat Arsenal today. Big game for them. Let's have a look at the top of the table. Shame for Spurs, big loss for Spurs. That they could have closed the gap to just 2 points with Liverpool playing today, and of course Man City in the Carabao Cup final do not play in the Premier League this weekend, but they did lose 2-1 at Burnley. So Man City remains top, 65 from 27. Liverpool will go top today with a draw. Lewis, first up, before we talk about your former club Liverpool, breaking news this morning: Claude Puel sacked by Leicester. What did you make of that story?
Well, just arriving here at Sky Studios, I heard about it, and well, it's not saying that I would expect to be sacked. I think it was a 6th game in a row losing, and of course, on these days where managers don't have much credit to go through, all bad situations happened during the season for Leicester. Since they won Premier League back on the years, and arriving to this stage where you don't know where this team is going. I think it was the right moment. You got a few weeks to try to rebuild a little bit and get ready for next year, because now Leicester is right in the middle. Yeah. Not afraid of what is happening at the bottom, but with an eye on it. And let's see how it goes from here to forward. But it's a team that deserves to be high on the table.
Yeah, they've got a lot of good young players, Leicester. Why do you think, Michael, it's not quite worked out for Claude Puel? A lot of people critiquing the style of football that he plays, like possession football. Were you surprised that the decision was made today? What was your reaction when you heard?
I wasn't overly surprised. I quite like Claude Puel personally, but yeah, he's always been criticised on having a slightly more conservative style of play. Obviously, that was the same at Southampton. They got rid of him and it didn't really work. Yeah, obviously the key who they want in next, then fair enough for Leicester. Obviously, Brendan Rodgers has been touted, but yeah, I think echoing what Lou was saying, like I think if you lose 6 games in a row with a team like Leicester, who are kind of vying for top half.
Yeah.
I think they were conceding something like 2.5 goals a game for the last month, which is pretty unacceptable considering they've got some decent defenders and just a decent squad in general. So it's one of those things, a bit of a cliche, but football is a results game, and the results were just going really badly for them, weren't they?
And it's interesting what Lewis said there. Dead right, managers get no time nowadays, do they? It's such a brutal industry, isn't it, management?
It's not changed so much. I mean, Premier League used to be from the Spanish side. We used to look at the Premier League. They always give time to the coaches to settle, to build up something. And now on is the other way around. It's changing a lot, and managers don't have much time to give or deliver results, and you have to do it quick or you will be out soon.
Dave, bringing you into this, a lot of Leicester fans they seemed like it weren't surprised, I suppose, is the nice way of putting it with this news. Were you surprised when you heard this news? Because they haven't been in a great run of form, Leicester, have they?
I wouldn't say I'm surprised, because obviously they didn't have the results, but I don't know what Leicester are expecting. You know, do they want to be challenging for the top 4? Like, what like, they're not in any danger of going down. Maybe if they had a bit of a better run in some of the cups, it's like, where are their actual aspirations here? I find it a bit strange with some of the Leicester fans kind of moaning about this manager, but like where are they expected to be?
Good point. Leicester fans, get involved in the chat. Get your questions to Will. What do you make of the news that Claude Puel sacked by Leicester today? We've got to talk about our headline game. First headline game on our first stream today. Man United, Liverpool. Liverpool. Lewis, you must be very pleased watching Liverpool this season. Very much in the title race. Do you think they're favourites at this stage of the season, or would you put Man City favourites? Well, how do you assess the title race at the minute?
It's difficult to say favourites because they are so close. I mean, the difference between the two teams is just slightly in some of the games, but they've been so consistent, both of the teams, at this stage. Of course, not long ago, when Liverpool was a few points ahead, people were saying, no, this is done. If they win today against Manchester City, it's done. But at the end, we know that it's a long season. Champions League was almost there, so more games are coming, a lot of pressure. Players feel, for Liverpool, the pressure for Liverpool is quite high. Remembering the days of 2009, 2014, when they were so close to winning, now all that pressure is coming. You got it at the back of your head, so you have to remember there is a lot of pressure on these players, and they are holding there and winning games, even though they are not playing maybe the way that we've seen them play. But they are there, and to be honest, I'm not saying that they are favourites, but they still own the future. So I'm quite confident they can continue until the end of the season with that small gap.
Do you think the players are feeling the pressure now, the Liverpool players?
I think you feel it while you're out. When you are at home, when you go to train and you finish, and then people come to tell you, listen, please don't happen again, what it happens. But when you're on the pitch, you can't feel that. You can't feel that because you have so many things on the head. You have so focused on what you have to do. And we got fantastic players on the pitch, very experienced in all of them. And they are almost all of them international. So they know what it is to play with pressure. But of course, you finish the game and you know that it's there, and it's not comfortable to live the day by day just knowing that everybody's looking at you for that.
Yeah, well, this is what Jurgen Klopp had to say this week. This was him talking to us this week about Liverpool ahead of this big game today.
So we never thought with 7 points ahead that halfway through and City will lose from now on all the games or stuff like that. But yesterday again, you saw City are human beings as well. So of course there were 2 penalties, but the game was not the same like before, and so it was not free flowing because we all are influenced by these little moments, and other teams can cause us problems. That's the truth. Not only us, other teams as well. And expectations at Liverpool will be always very high. I don't think, and there's no reason for that people should not have expectations. That's completely okay. They can dream, we dream, but we don't dream during a season. So we have to work for it. And there are nice little moments when you think, okay, it could work out, and other moments when you think it will stay tough until the end, and all that's completely normal. How it always was. And the only big difference is that we are really in the race. And that's for us really positive. All the things are positive. We played 2 days ago against Bayern Munich, and I don't know exactly how it happened, but we were the big favourites in that game. Bayern Munich was 6 times German champion and 5 times in a semi-final in the last 4 years or something like that. And then you play come here, and it's like they have nothing to lose, and we can only get somehow a result. So they showed us a lot of respect, like City showed us a lot of respect when they played here in the league. Very defensive approach, what's not naturally, what's normal for them. So, but we have to show ourselves this respect as well, because we have to become more natural confident. We grew very quick in the last couple of years in a very difficult competition. But of course, we still can improve, and that's what we do and what we try. And after that game, I felt really good. It was because after the Bayern game, because it was a 0-0 and it's open, and it's not that they won 2-0 and made two scrappy goals or whatever. We were completely in charge of the game, didn't play our best game, but we can play better. So if we play better, we deserve to go to the next round. If not, then not. So that's football. And so I'm actually in a good moment. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season, because I like the basis we have.
So those are the thoughts of Jurgen Klopp. We're moments away from kick-off. We'll be giving you team news shortly. Before that, let's go quickly to Social Corner. Will, give us some questions. Lewis Garcia in the
They're coming in thick and fast, Smithy. Let me tell you, Lewis, we've got to start off score prediction for today's game. And who do you think is going to be the scorers?
I'll go for 1-2.
Yeah.
I'll go for Lukaku for Man United. And I'll go for Salah and Firmino for Liverpool.
Okay.
Solid. Very solid choice. And a lot of questions. One in from Jackson McGlynn saying, who is your current favourite Liverpool player?
Ooh.
I think I'm enjoying Van Dijk at the back, but I always love to see Firmino playing. I mean, the flow, the quality he's got, the technique is fantastic. The way he make the other players play, I mean, I like it. I like it very much.
On that note, should we go around and do score predictions quickly? McCubbin, you've given us yours earlier on. Just remind us how you think the game will pan out.
I think I didn't really give a score prediction at that point.
You're really undecided, aren't you?
I've got to go for 2-1 United. 2-1 United. Yeah, but you know what? McTominay's going to have the game of his career today.
The game of his career?
I thought he was going to say, I don't know if he's going to score.
Lewis Garcia's going 2-1. I think I'm going to go 2-2 with this one. Yeah, 2. What are you saying, Dave?
2-0 Liverpool.
2-0 Liverpool.
Mo Salah, 2 goals.
OK. Will?
3-3, Van Dijk to score first.
Nice.
OK, 3. Will regularly goes for 3-0, no matter what the game is. It's a regular thing, 3-0. Has it ever come in?
No, but it's all about the content, as we all know.
OK, let's have a look at the team news. The teams are in. So, first up, this is the Man United team. Doing great guns under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course, De Gea. Then a back four of Young, Smalling, Lindelof, Shaw. We mentioned earlier, big game for Scott McTominay, who is alongside Herrera. And man of the moment, Paul Pogba. Huge goal contributions, goals and assists since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has taken the managerial job at Manchester United. Mata, Lukaku and Rashford make up the team. So that's Man United's starting 11. Let's have a look at Liverpool's. Alisson in goal. Milner instantly at right back. Matip, Van Dijk and Robertson. Then it's a midfield 3 of Wijnaldum, Fabinho, Henderson. Sorry, my eyesight deceived me there for a bit. And then, of course, the famous front 3, Salah, Firmino and Mane. Lewis, there is so many goals in that Liverpool team, aren't there?
They got goals, yeah, definitely got goals. I think I see midfielder ready for the battle. They know how important it is to win the midfield against Man United, and that's why he went for Fabinho, Henderson and Wijnaldum. I was expecting maybe to see Keita, a little bit of creativity to bring the ball forward to the 3 strikers, but I'm happy with that.
Yeah, interesting. That is one change from Jurgen Klopp from the 3-0 home win against Bournemouth, which was Liverpool's last Premier League outing. Jordan Henderson starting in place of Naby Keita, who drops to the bench, as Lewis just mentioned there. Solskjaer, interestingly, making 4 changes to the side that won 3-0 at Fulham. Young, Lindelof, Rashford all recalled to the starting lineup, as is Scott McTominay, who makes his first Premier League start since December the 1st. So a lot of changes for United. Your reaction as a United fan when you saw that team lineup?
I think McTominay was just the only surprise. I don't know whether it was Matic getting injured in training or not, but I think that might have been the case. So otherwise, I think it would actually be, despite being a lot of changes from the Fulham game, I think it's not very different at all to what we saw against Chelsea. We played a midfield diamond against Chelsea as well. Smalling and Lindelof were pretty adept at the back against them, and we could have Herrera kind of deployed to stop Salah. In this game, I reckon, in the same way that he was kind of being deployed against Hazard in the past. So, that could be the thing.
Look at the confidence of Jamie Carragher laughing, and Neville is a little bit more serious, so that shows the confidence, right? Body language.
Looking at, obviously, Carragher, Gary Neville, big fixture for both of them. Of course, they played in this fixture against each other many times down the years. Let's quickly go to Social Corner. Any more questions? Loads of you getting involved in the chat. Thank you very much. Keep the questions coming in, Will. Any others about the feature game?
Yeah, one from Josh Pillin. Lewis, obviously you won a lot of trophies in your career, but if Manchester City were to win the Premier League, do you think they could do the quadruple?
Ooh.
Hopefully not, because they win. Hopefully not. I mean, Manchester City is ready to win everything, and it is a team built for that, to go for all the trophies. So I'm sure that until the last minute they got chances, they're going to try to win.
How good is this Man City team compared to some of the great Premier League teams down the line? Because they've obviously got such good players, got a great manager, they've strength in depth as well. Where do you put them compared to some of the great Premier League teams that you played against in your career?
No, probably right at the top. I mean, just because of the player, because the manager is doing such a great job over there. The way they play is totally different. I mean, in Premier League, you were not used to see teams play like this. I mean, the keeper play as a player, as a regular player. You see them play, and you feel the pressure of receiving the ball when the keeper receives the ball, because you think this is going to have a mistake. So I think it's fantastic to see that, and it's one of the top teams, but not only here in Premier League, it's in Europe and the rest of the world.
OK, of course, we have got another game going on today. Dave, your beloved Arsenal against... These are the scenes. There they are, Arsenal against Southampton. Very confident you are all day, this morning, this afternoon, the show. You're very confident about this one.
Well, I've never seen Arsenal drop points. I have, actually. I've never seen Arsenal lose on the Football Social. So, yeah, I've never seen Arsenal lose on the social.
Wow.
I am feeling confident. Like, it's one of the things where if we can't beat a team like Southampton, with all due respect, then we don't deserve to be top 4, do we? So just go out, prove it, do what we need to do, and go and get the 3 points.
OK, we can give you the team news for Arsenal. Leno, Socrates, Lichtsteiner, Kolasinac, Mustafi, Iwobi, Torreira, Mkhitaryan, Granit Xhaka, Aaron Ramsey captain, and Alexandre Lacazette. So your thoughts on that?
I don't understand why Ozil's not playing. I do not understand why Mesut Ozil is not playing.
Mesut Ozil is on the bench.
Yeah, I just find it very strange.
Yeah.
How's your captain of your team, like, leaving in the summer?
The Ramsey situation is an interesting one. It's quite a rare situation, isn't it?
It happens a lot at Arsenal, to be honest, with our like, best players leaving on a free or for a bit of like a knockdown price. In fact, if you look at Arsenal's, like our like last 6 captains have been sold. When we had Seski, when Henry, captain, gone, Thomas Vermaelen gone. It just keeps happening.
So you get the armband at Arsenal, this means it's a bad sign.
But yeah, don't get me wrong. We still have Ramsey on our books. He's a great player, so we might as well use it. But the fact that Ozil was going to be there next season, hopefully, I don't understand why he's not playing.
OK, here are the live shots at Old Trafford. Then moments away from kick-off, Man United versus Liverpool. These are the live pictures. There you can see Man United against Liverpool. Lewis, was this, when you were playing for Liverpool, was this the biggest fixture? Because people always talk about, obviously, Everton is the Merseyside derby. How big was this? Was this the one that you want to lose?
This is the one you want to lose, yes. Well, normally, the derby for the people in the city, in the Mersey, is quite big because... all of them, they got friends, they are Everton fans. All of them, they got families, they are from the other team. And that's a big fight during that weekend, the previous weeks. But this one is the one, it means more in the whole world. I mean, for the people, in Premier League, I think probably this is the biggest game that you can play. And now that I'm traveling a lot with as an ambassador for the club, and you go away, all of them, they are just worried about this game. It's massive for them, and they only want to win this game.
Did you enjoy playing in them then, or did you feel the pressure? Did you feel the nerves? What is it like stepping out onto the pitch in a game like this?
I always enjoy playing football, but these kind of games, I was terrified sometimes because they are so they are. But not because of the pressure. It's because I'm not a big lad. The players that I used to play. They go for everything. I mean, I'm 68 kilos, and they were like 90. Every time that the ball was 50-50, I was struggling.
Vidic and Ferdinand,
imagine. I mean, so I struggle every time that I play against them. The moment that we had the ball, I enjoyed, but it was always a big fight.
Physical. And Man United perspective, McCubbin, is this... Because, again, you have Man City as rivals, you've got Liverpool. Is this the one game that you want to win more than any other match?
Yeah, I'd say so. Obviously, in growing up as a United fan in the kind of noughties, Liverpool were never as big a threat. But I'd say, like in the mid-noughties, Arsenal and Chelsea were bigger games. But now I think, definitely. And I've got a few Liverpool supporting mates and very few United supporting mates, so I think that makes a big difference as well.
Yeah, that is important, isn't it? Who your friends support, how you react to it. Right, 2:05 is the kick-off time, so we are a minute away from kick-off. Let's go back to Social Corner. Well, what have people been talking about? Have we got any predictions from the fans? Is it mainly Liverpool, mainly United? How are they feeling?
It's very split at the moment, Smithy. I think the lineup's changed a lot of things. But a personal question for Lewis: would you rather score a 40-yard screamer or go on a solo dribble from the halfway line?
Great question.
I like how much you're thinking about it.
You don't want against Juve, right?
Yeah.
I think of Luis Garcia as 40-yarders more.
Yeah, it's screamer, because if I have to run 50 yards, they will catch me. They will catch me. So yeah, the 40-yard screamer, yeah, definitely. Yes.
Good question, that. Any more, Will?
One about Sarri as well. Obviously, the game coming up later on. What's your opinion on him? Do you think he should be there, or do you think he should be gone?
Again, it's about results, and Chelsea is, of course, desperate to get good results and to don't leave the top 4 of the fight to win the Premier League. At this stage, it's about build up something for the next year, or maybe change everything. I will give him the chance to prove himself. I think he's a fantastic manager. On a period with Liverpool and City being the dominance on the Premier League, I will give him a little bit of time.
Interesting. OK, right. Both our games. Arsenal has just kicked off and Man United is moments away. Don't forget, a win or draw for Liverpool will take them top. They are, of course, the 2 most successful clubs in English history. Man United with 45 trophies, Liverpool with 44. Liverpool, of course, beating Man United earlier on in the season. And no club has completed a Premier League win double over Man United since Swansea, interestingly, in 14-15 season. So the game has kicked off. Here we go. Dave, your beloved Arsenal have started.
Not particularly well.
Just elaborate on the team news, because you were a bit surprised. Which areas of the pitch were you surprised when you saw the team news? I was with you when you saw the team. And
we played on Thursday. So I can see he's thinking and trying to maybe rotate a few players there, because he's gone with Lacazette over Aubameyang, because obviously Lacazette was suspended in Europa League. Yeah. But then he's gone Mkhitaryan, who had a half decent game midweek. I don't know. As I say, we did play on Thursday. So as long as we get the 3 points, then it doesn't really matter. Yeah. But,
and also you're playing midweek as well, because there's midweek fixtures. So you think the rotation thing is definitely in his thinking with this team.
Yeah, exactly.
OK.
We haven't started particularly well, to be honest.
Interesting start, Lewis, straight away.
I still don't know what he just... I don't know what he's whistling.
Because it's an indirect free kick.
It's an indirect free kick inside the box, it looks like, for Liverpool.
What is that? Because he give the ball back and he grabbed the ball? I think it's because... I think Young passed the ball to the keeper catch it. Yeah. And it was an indirect free kick.
I think, Young just completely sold De Gea short, and maybe he did end up going down to get the ball, but I'm not sure. I think he tried to control it first.
Milner didn't touch the ball, so De Gea tried to control it and grab it, and then it's an indirect free kick.
Yeah, it was in the first minute, 50 seconds gone, and Liverpool have a free kick. This is inside Man United's penalty area. A big chance here. Milner's going to step up.
Oh, no chance. Too much.
Too many touches.
So many touches.
So there we go. Yeah. So not the best start for Man United then.
I mean, Ashley Young has been suspect at right back for some time now, and that just kind of goes some way to backing up that point. Let's just hope that doesn't get to him, but that was definitely on him. That
we've got to talk about the man in the picture here, James Milner. For all of Liverpool's great players, you talk about Salah, Firmino, Naby Keita, all of their big, expensive players they've brought in over the last years. James Milner was a free, and he's someone that steps in all sorts of positions.
Fantastic player.
He's so underrated, isn't he, James Milner? And he can play in so many positions as well.
Yeah, because of that, because he can play. I mean, he's playing as a right fullback, playing midfield. He can play as a striker. We've seen it on the wing. I mean, he's the total player. You won't play it on your team like this one, because he can give you so much during the whole season. Doesn't get many injuries. Every time that you ask him to do a job, he does it on a high average. So, fantastic player for Liverpool, like you said. I think from when they let him go, they miss a big player.
And also, he holds an amazing stat that he's scored in 50 different Premier League games and never been on the losing side when he scored a Premier League goal. That is a Premier League record. 9th in the all-time Premier League appearances as well, 506 games. So he's the kind of player you can imagine can play another few years as well. Because
definitely.
His fitness is incredible, isn't it?
Exactly. You look at him, he looks after himself, and physically he's fantastic at the moment. Running stats is great, and like I said, not many injuries that shows that he looks after himself.
OK, so no goals yet so far. We'll go to Social Corner. Will, while there's quiet moments in the game, what are people saying?
One for you, Lewis. Tom Glover says, would you have preferred to win the Premier League with Liverpool rather than the Champions League? Obviously, something...
This year or when I was playing, that's the thing. If it's this year, I would rather win the Premier League. If it was back in 2004, I will not change the Champions League, definitely.
Especially for that game.
Yeah, definitely, because I think that game changed a little bit of the history of the club, because of how because it was the fifth one, it was the one to keep, and because it was a very special game. And Premier League, of course, we all miss Premier League, but because we won 5 Champions League for the club. So.
And you were so involved in that Champions League campaign, scored in the quarter-final against Juventus, the semi-final that everyone remembers, the goal against Chelsea.
Yes, Bayern Munich. Bayern Leverkusen, sorry, yes.
An amazing season for you personally as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fantastic. I mean, I arrived to the Premier League and had the chance. We played the Carling Cup at that time. We played the final. We played the Champions League final the year after FA Cup. So we had a fantastic 3 years in a row. Getting both, not all the trophy, because we also lost the international competition back in Japan. But we were involved in a lot of finals, and I think the team did very well. Yeah, we're going to talk more about Lewis's career at the half-time stage. When we've got a break in play, we're going to talk more about that. Southampton. Dave, what happened there? Talk us through it.
Arsenal trying to play offside with the slowest defence in the world, so well done there. Yeah, just really poor defending. Nathan Redmond probably should have scored. He was through on goal, and great save from Leno. Well
Friend of the Football Social, of course, Nathan Redmond.
So first chance for Southampton. Have they been the better team so far, Dave?
It's been about evens. Arsenal had a corner. They didn't really make much of it. But yeah, that was a penalty. Come on!
Yes! It's a goal!
Yes!
Dave Jackson, talk us through what's going on, because Arsenal
lovely
wanted a
little
penalty.
flick.
But the ball's in the back of the net.
Is it a goal?
You tell me, you're watching it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if the linesman's got it. No, it's a goal. Yes, Lacazette. Yes, so it was a lovely little flick from Lacazette with his right boot into the back of the net. Well done. And the referee he's done well.
And what are Southampton appealing for here? Because they're appealing for offside. Arsenal appealing for a penalty.
I feel like Arsenal could maybe potentially have had a penalty here. There was a player dragged down.
Is he offside? Ooh.
No.
Offside for you, Lewis.
I think he's offside, and lucky there is no VAR yet here in the Premier League, because I think that's offside.
That's a great finish. That is fantastic finish.
It's a great finish. We're just looking at the replays now. It's
not here in this one. We have to check the one is on the side. The camera is on the side, because from here, maybe this one we can see a little bit.
It should have been a penalty anyway.
Yeah. No. It's not offside.
Number 33 is playing him on.
Back down here. I couldn't see who he was, but he was coming out. Yes.
Yeah. It's definitely onside. We've confirmed it's onside, but Southampton were not happy. They were appealing for an offside. Moments earlier, Nathan Redmond had a chance to give Southampton the league. He'll be ruining that miss. And the Football Social will not be the Football Social without Mark, our floor manager, bringing in some water. So thank you, Mark. Lewis,
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. He didn't look at the camera this time. He usually comes in and looks at the camera. But next time.
Water in a can.
Water in a can. So, first goal of the day, Arsenal 1, Southampton 0. Dave, you were very confident. 7 minutes gone.
I know.
Good start.
Yeah. Oh, there's Mo Salah.
Salah with a chance.
Good chance. Good moment from Salah. I liked it.
Talk us through what happened there, Lewis. Big chance for Liverpool. Half chance for Liverpool. Did you say that one?
Yeah, well, not even a half chance. we are getting
a quarter chance.
No, it's quarter chance, exactly. No, but it was a good move, and Salah looked sharp on the movement, so I liked it. Didn't arrive to do any more damage, but like on the right side. Yeah, 5 minutes gone in that game. 7 minutes, gone in that game. Liverpool with slight chance. We'll go to social corner while we have a break in play. Will, what's going on?
A question for the panel. What do we think about Chelsea's transfer ban this week? Obviously missing out on 2 windows. They've got an awful lot of players to bring back, but how will that affect them going forward?
Oh, McCubbin. Go to you first.
Sorry, that's from Big Man Jommy. So that's
Big Man Jommy.
That's a great username there.
OK, thanks, Big Man Jommy.
Yeah, I mean, you'd hope that this would be a springboard for Chelsea to, use this as an opportunity to bring players back. Consolidate someone like Callum Hudson-Odoi in the side, with Willian and Pedro obviously kind of slowly probably going to leave the club in the next couple of years. Someone like Ruben Loftus-Cheek as well, who's been criminally underused by Maurizio Sarri. So you'd hope they'd use this as an opportunity, but it's a weird one for Chelsea. Obviously, probably the most uncertain times for the club, kind of since Abramovich took over. Obviously, there's rumours that he could be selling up the club in the future. So, it's a weird time to be a Chelsea fan. And you can see why they're getting frustrated with the current situation as well, because really, they don't really know what's coming up for them. Usually, Chelsea, they're one sacking and a new appointment away from a Premier League title challenge. Now it's not so certain.
Quick chance in the Arsenal game, Dave?
There was. Granit Xhaka had a shot from just outside the box. It was actually quite well wide.
Xhaka boom.
Yeah, Xhaka, my favourite player. Yeah, brilliant. It's gone well. Well, I say well wide. It was unlucky. Worth a go though. Worth a go.
OK,
yeah.
so.
And I've just watched Lacazette. He was definitely onside. He was
definitely. Yeah, we can confirm that was onside. 6 minutes gone. Lacazette making it 1-0 to Arsenal. Redmond was in the 5th minute that he had that chance. So big moment in that game. We've got a price boost for you now in our feature game. Here we go.
That was early.
There we go. Thank you very much. That went early. Correct score: Man United to win 2-1 in our feature game. That was 10-1. It's now 11-1. That is with Sky Bet. Don't forget, you must be 18 plus. Full terms and conditions apply. So 11-1 on Man United to win 2-1. McCubbin.
Yeah, I'd say maybe fair enough. Liverpool have probably been slightly better so far.
Yeah.
But United have threatened on the break a couple of times. Rashford could have done with a little bit more patience a few minutes ago. Just kind of let a shot off from 20 yards when he could have held it up. Waited for Lukaku to catch up with him. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one. I think both teams so far look all right defensively.
Yeah.
But Liverpool definitely obviously have more tools. Yeah, I think it's fair enough.
Yeah, OK, we just saw a shot of Paul Pogba. Let's chat Pogba because, of course, 8 goals and 5 assists in 9 Premier League appearances under Solskjaer. That is the most goal involvements in the Premier League and across major European leagues since Solskjaer was appointed. I mean, incredible turnaround.
That's pretty unreal. I don't know whether that's... I'd be interested to see. Obviously, Messi scored a hat-trick yesterday. I don't know whether that makes him catch up. But still, that is unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. I think he's only not scored or assisted in one game of those 9 Premier League games since Solskjaer's been in. So it is pretty unreal. And I think he's actually defending quite well as well. He's picking up the ball, winning back the ball in quite kind of good areas as well. So his defensive contribution's actually gone up as well. My one worry is that he... Obviously, he's been targeted a lot more now. I think he lost the ball 5 times against Chelsea, which wasn't great, and his pass accuracy wasn't brilliant either. So,
because other managers are targeting him because of the success he's having.
I think to an extent, and also obviously he's playing in more dangerous areas as well. Solskjaer's giving him a much more advanced role as well. So he's not, he's probably not controlling games as much as we'd like to see from him, but if he does carry on producing goals and assists, then that won't be a problem. It's if they dry up, which they might do a little bit, you'd expect that there might be a bit of rethinking needs to be done. But yeah, he can't really complain, to be honest. He's in the form of his life in terms of goals. Lewis,
thoughts on Paul Pogba this season, because the turnaround under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been incredible.
No, it's been fantastic. Yeah, and well, you're talking about comparing him with Lionel Messi. I mean, something that is quite. Difficult to keep the pace of this player. He scored 3 goals yesterday plus an assist. So it's quite amazing what he's doing again this year, not the year before and 10 years back. This year again. And Pogba came with a lot of pressure. All the people just pointed at him because the money he cost and because he wasn't delivering, and suddenly he made a click and he's playing the way that we all like to watch Pogba. Yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan, but that doesn't mean that I like to watch good players. And I think Pogba can give a lot to Man United this season.
Where do you rank him in terms of... Because you mentioned Messi there, we've obviously got Ronaldo, there's a lot of world-class players playing now. Modric had a fantastic season last season, Neymar. Where do you rank Paul Pogba amongst the very best players in the world? I'm
not probably one of those that like to rank things, because it depends on the moment, it depends on the team that you're playing, the momentum of the team. So Pogba is a player who... Because of the money he costs, he has to be at the top of the top, and he's showing that he can be there. But you need a long period to be named, be in this rank or be on that one. He's been doing great, but sometimes people just say, oh, he has to be with the top of the ball. Give him a little bit of time and see what happened. Mbappe was the same when he came out. He said, no, he's the best of the best, comparing with this one, comparing with that one. And now in Spain, we got Vinicius Junior arriving to Real Madrid, and people is trying to compare him with Neymar and with Cristiano Ronaldo. Hold on, he's 18. Just give him the time. So I think he's a fantastic player who is doing a great job at this moment. He's turning around the situation of Man United, of course, with some other players. He's doing fantastic. So hopefully he can keep going and give more things to football.
Yeah, chance in the Arsenal game. Dave, what happened there?
We have got the worst defence, honestly. It's ridiculous. What
happened?
It was all Arsenal's undoing, but I don't know which player's down, but he's been down for a while. There's a chance. I think it was Redmond again, actually.
He's live, isn't he, Redmond?
Yeah, because he's kind of playing as like a false 10 kind of thing. He's playing very, very high up the pitch. I'm just trying to see what happened in terms of an injury. Or he's had an elbow to the face. Granit Xhaka. Oh, is it? Oh, no, the clash. Yeah. He's basically taken an elbow to his chin, so he's going to be down for a bit. But yeah, Arsenal's defence, it's not great at all. So we
Southampton
need
have
to...
had chances, haven't they?
They have,
We're
they really
watching the
have.
feature game, but just glancing in the corner of our eyes. We can have a look. Here's the chance now. Talk us through this chance.
Yeah, so the ball played from the left. Decent save, but he's kind of put it into a bit of a danger area. But there, like, instead of that ball going to row Z, he's kind of just put it back into another area. So it's a lot of the problems are our own kind of doing, which is, you know, we need to start building momentum here, and so we need to cut out some of these mistakes.
And Kolasinac had a slight, it was a sort of knock to the face. We don't think it was intentional, but he's still down, breathing quite heavily. We expect him to carry on.
Yeah. He just needs a bit of magic.
Probably what Arsenal need now, a little bit, 5 minutes just to reassess.
We do, yeah. We look quite dangerous going forward.
Run from Matip.
Chance in the United game are coming.
I think, was it Matip who just ran through about 3 players?
Yes.
Good run, wasn't it?
That was, uncharacteristic from him. But
here it is.
Yeah, and then he gets body checked. We're giving away too many fouls, actually, United, in these opening stages. That wasn't great from Herrera, to be honest. Lindelof probably could have mopped up there, but didn't take any chances and brought him down in the D. So, yeah, good chance for Liverpool now.
Fantastic chance.
Yeah, big chance for Liverpool now. Interesting to see. This is right on the edge of the box.
Well, surely that was a booking as well, right? Was that a booking?
I don't think he got. I think he got away with that, which is weird. Like Michael Oliver, I like as a ref, but yeah, he definitely should have got a yellow for that.
Yeah, there were. Yeah, lucky that wasn't a booking there. So big chance, Liverpool. Who do you expect to take this? Do we expect to see Mo Salah?
Yeah, I think so. On the left footed, it's a perfect position for him.
Told you, mate.
Maybe too close,
position, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very good position. Maybe too close to bend it over the wall. It's a bit too close because you have to hit it perfectly. But it's a good chance. Let's see if he doesn't try to put it under the wall. Then it's
chance. Mkhitaryan, yes!
Go for Arsenal, Dave, quickly!
Grim.
Extremely bad defending from Southampton there, basically their own doing there. The ball was played, Southampton defence was mucking about with it. The ball got chased down by Lacazette. It went out, I believe, to Iwobi. Iwobi managed to put Mkhitaryan in. He slotted the ball home very nicely with a first-time finish. Well done, Mkhitaryan. I'm not his biggest fan, but he's done well.
No, so every time we turn around, we've seen Southampton having 2 chances. We had the Ward-Prowse one, the Redmond one, but Arsenal find themselves 2-0 up.
Yeah, so this should probably be a job done now, really.
Here it is again, just looking at the replay now. Oh, it's a good finish, Lewis, that, isn't it?
Not easy that one, huh?
Yeah.
A great finish.
First time.
Rebounds, first touch. The ball didn't come straight on the floor.
He whips the ball up, quite a bit of pace.
Bit.
Yeah, it's bouncing around, first time finish into the bottom corner. So it is Arsenal 2. We're just talking about how well Southampton are playing, but it is Arsenal 2, Southampton 0. And it's a game, Will, as well, it's a big game for Southampton, that, isn't it? Where they find themselves in, looking at the bottom half of the table.
Friend of the show, Nathan Redmond, putting in a big performance. But I don't know, they've looked lively. Yeah, Redmond should have done better with his chance. Good save from Lemo. And Target had a chance as well. But I like him. But then when we were on the Football Social the other week, lost 2-1 at home to Cardiff. So
yeah,
they seem to be back on the up. But that was an absolutely shocking result. So I don't know. They're still in doubt. I think people have written them off as the bottom 3.
Good from Robertson, that.
Robinho. Firmino, amazing.
Liverpool definitely started the better of the 2 teams, would you say, Lewis?
Definitely. Yeah. They are keeping the ball. They are creating chances at the front. No clear ones, but he's dominating the game. And, now we've seen a beautiful play with Firmino once again, with the perfect timing, with a great ball to the runner on the left. And, I didn't find a player to finish the play.
Looking at the title race, we saw the table earlier. Is a point for Liverpool a good result here for the title? Because it is at Old Trafford, the way that Man United are playing, or will they think they need to win this?
I think when you come to Manchester to play, you need to think about at this stage of the season to get the 3 points.
Right.
You cannot think about because at the end, if you think about getting a draw, you will be happy. And,
psychologically, you mean?
Yeah, definitely. When you are there and you think that you're okay, and then you will struggle, you will have a counter-attack or whatever, and you will receive a goal. I think the way Liverpool is playing, getting the ball, dominating from the first minute, is the way it has to be, and try to score at least one, because you know how dangerous is Manchester United when he gets the ball in the counter-attack.
Yeah, we haven't seen the possession stats, but it is all... I mean, I imagine Liverpool heavily dominating the ball, heavily dominating possession. A few chances, but it is still 0-0 in that feature game, 17 minutes gone. 2-0. Arsenal's quite a busy game, the Arsenal game. Another incident. Are they appealing for a penalty, Dave?
I think it would have been harsh. Either Southampton defenders' arms were by his side, so I mean, it'd be very difficult to kind of give that as a pen. But, Arsenal... it was almost a lovely through ball there. Xhaka has actually playing particularly well. He's had a lovely crossfield pass about a couple of minutes ago out to Alex Iwobi. And we look very strong going forward, but just in defence, it's not the best. But, we are winning 2-0. So.
Yeah, so not a great start from Southampton. Arsenal on the attack again. Ball not cleared. So Arsenal's record, played 13, won 4, drawn 4, lost 5. He steadied the ship a little bit, but they still look like they're leaking a lot of goals, don't they?
Who's this? Arsenal?
Southampton.
Oh, Southampton. Yeah, their defence isn't great, to be honest. As I said, both Arsenal goals were definitely preventable. And if you're in that kind of relegation scrap, they're the kind of things you need to nip out.
And they have a terrible stat of winning only one of their last 67 Premier League games when trailing at half-time. Losing 53 of them as well. So that is a stat Southampton fans won't want to hear. Apologies for reminding you about that. And it looks like they will probably go in at half-time, barring a miracle now. Behind in that one as well. Also have the youngest average starting 11 in the Premier League this season, 25 years, 319 days. So it's, been a lively start at the Emirates. Still no goals yet in our feature game. McCubbin, United's perspective, been disappointed as a United fan?
A little bit, and we've also got a bit worrying as well, because I believe Herrera is down. I thought he was just doing a little bit of old-fashioned time wasting at 19 minutes, but looks like he's going to be replaced by Andres Pereira. That is a big loss for United. Big loss. That's someone who was being employed to kind of quieten down Salah before he could enter the box. Pereira, is he capable of doing that kind of job? Personally, I don't think so. I do like Pereira as on the ball, but off the ball isn't necessarily the best defensive midfield option. Him and McTominay, both relatively inexperienced, especially in games like this. Not good news for United at all. That's a bit worrying, that.
Liverpool on the attack now. Oh, offside.
Also, Rashford, I think he doesn't feel well because he was talking also with Ole at the just a couple of minutes ago, and something happened also with him.
Interesting stuff.
Herrera seems really hurt as well. He's gone down to the dressing room as well.
Herrera walking straight down the tunnel, and that is a confirmation of that substitute. Ander Herrera off, Andres Pereira on, straight on. 20 minutes gone, and as Lewis said, Marcus Rashford. Interesting to see if he carries on as well. Who, interestingly, is having his best scoring season in the Premier League. 9 goals, 8 goals in his last 15 appearances. When we mentioned Pogba, we've got to talk about Rashford as well, because he's been brilliant this season.
Yeah, unreal.
Particularly under Solskjaer
again, like best scorer in his life. I think he's got 8 and 15, had 3 and 29 before. So, pretty amazing. And they've also had a really good relationship as well, him and Pogba. When we are playing with a one up front, he's the one who makes it in over Lukaku, which is again pretty amazing considering we only spent 75 mil on Lukaku only about a year and a half ago. And I still, because there's a lot of United fans who think Lukaku's on his way out. I still think he's a top quality striker who's just had very, very difficult 7 months. But can't really fault Rashford at the moment, to be honest. Still, he's still only 21, and still, he still has that kind of rawness. There's still, his decision making isn't there all the time. But having said that, I don't know, he just offers so much more mobility going forward. And at the moment, it's hard to see a future without him leading the line for United right now.
Yeah, scored twice, of course, in United's 2-1 Premier League home win against Liverpool back in March last year. Interestingly, here's a 10-to-1 price boost to score the first goal today. That was 8-to-1. So 10-to-1 price boost to get the first goal, Marcus Rashford. Don't forget, you must be 18 plus. Full terms and conditions apply. Will. There we go. Thank you very much.
We'll get involved next time.
Like that. Here we go. Oh,
one for United.
First chance for United. Van Dijk again, clearing the danger. McCubbin, talk us through this first bit of play we've seen from United.
Yeah, Rashford lays it off to Paul Pogba. Nice ball into the box, actually, towards Lukaku, but obviously Van Dijk got there ahead of him. On current form, you'd back him to get that, to win that duel. So, quarter for United, I believe, the first one of the game, so we'll see what happens here.
Here we are. Will's excited, aren't you?
No, just Arsenal's defence, absolutely grim. Leno just flapping at a ball there.
Looks like Lingard could come on as well.
You spotted this earlier. It looks like Lingard for...
Unless it's
Mata. Oh, wow.
That's not great either.
Mata's limping. Rashford's... But they're both limping, actually. The cameras have just had a shot of Mata and Rashford both limping. Unsure which
Alexis Sanchez was also warming up.
Yeah. So it's a terrible start for
If we had to make 3 substitutions before half an hour, that would be a disaster.
Maybe it's the weather, because we're not used to the sunshine in Manchester.
It's true. It does usually rain, doesn't it, up in Manchester?
It's been an amazing... few days weather-wise, hasn't it, really?
Oh, well, you can see the complexion of my skin, Smithy. It's absolutely changed.
So we're just going to get confirmation.
Oh, ref, come on!
That was bad. But Mata looks like he's on his last legs.
Strong tackle there, which 2 strong tackles, actually. James Milner being booked there.
Absolutely love James
Milner.
That should have been a
yellow card for James Milner.
Look at this from Juan Mata.
And what happened?
Dispossesses Salah despite walking with a limp.
Henderson also, he was injured.
I think Juan Mata's leg's gone there because he kicked the ball straight out of play here. You look at him, this shot here. I think he's just pulled something there.
Oh.
And Paul Pogba has been cleaned out by James Milner. So James Milner's been booked for the challenge on Pogba, but waiting to see if Mata can carry on. I'd be amazed if Juan Mata can carry on after that. And is that Firmino down as well? A lot of injuries early on.
No, I think when he was going to pass, he twisted the ankle or something like that. And on the pass he gave to I can't remember. Oh my God, Mo Salah on the right side. Yeah, he was trying to drive the ball and try to pass it over him, and I think he twisted the ankle a little bit.
So Jesse Lingard is warming up. He's stripped as well, so he looks like he's coming on. So we expect this to be 4-1 Mata. And don't forget, Man United already having to make a change early on. Pereira just working out who's coming on. So they've already made one change. We're just getting confirmation of who's coming off. Yeah, not a great start for United.
Mata's going off, isn't it?
Oh, no. So there he is, Juan Mata walking very gingerly indeed off the pitch.
So obviously this has been a really feisty start to the game, especially in the last 5 minutes, Lewis.
Yeah.
But obviously...
Not good for the Spanish lads, huh?
No, that's not good at all.
Not good for the Spanish guys, no.
But like, you must have played in a few kind of quite feisty games like this when you were at Liverpool. Obviously, Gerrard and Carragher you both played with. Were there any other players in that Liverpool team who you could always rely on to be hard in the challenge in these kind of games? Like
Didi Hamann was fantastic player for this kind of games. You knew that it was going to be tough to have him. If he is on the pitch, you know that he goes on the tackle easily, no worry at all. Stephen Warnock, fantastic, another English guy. Yeah, you know that when he's a challenge, he's going to go there. We used to say that if he's a wall, he has to hit it, he goes against the wall. He's not worried about it. And we had a few of the lads that we knew in these kind of games we need them because they were the ones who go on the battle,
Interesting, the 2-1 price boost to Manchester United, which we brought you earlier on in the show, that was 11-1. That is now 18-1. Man United 2-1 price boost with Sky Bet. Don't forget, it must be 18 plus. Full terms and conditions apply. So there it is on your screen right now.
You need to get on. That's a big one.
Really on the back.
With it. Ball whipped in from Milner. Ooh. And you talk about physical players on your team. Who are the most physical players to play against when you're...
Against? Rio, John Terry. It was a few other ones. I can't remember. One in Bolton. Bolton one, there was a couple of them also. It was Davids, that he was a striker, but you were scared just to go near them on the corners. I was in the middle, he was,
Kevin Davis for Bolton?
Yes.
You know they were tough, like, physically. Would they give it, like, verbally as well? Would they try and get in your head?
Not really. No, not really. I mean, to be honest, the first 6-8 months I couldn't understand them, so I wasn't bothered at all. But after, it's not. In Spain, we normally try to do that a lot more. The players will come or defenders will come to tell you, listen, I'm gonna kick you, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. How bad are you? And this kind of stuff. You're trying to get you out of there. But here in England, no, I didn't suffer about that. Just complaining about stop going on the floor or
diving,
and this kind of stuff. I was going. I almost threw a bad word, but sorry. I control it very well.
Well done.
I was going to say what they used to call me.
Move on from that.
I control that. So well done.
Well done, Lewis.
It was like that. Normally not telling you about it. So it was okay. It was more about physically. And when you go on the ball, they used to go 120%, and it was difficult to beat that.
We'll do it. We're going to have a Q&A with Luis Garcia at half-time of this. So if you've got a question for Luis about his playing career, players he played with or against, remind us how they can get involved, Will.
Get involved at Soccer AM, at Football Daily, using the hashtag #TheFootballSocial, whatever you want. Well, not whatever you want, because there might be some cheeky ones in there. But the questions will be vetted, but they will be asked to Luis Garcia.
And on that note, have we got any about the game so far? Because it's been a quite stop-start for Man United. There's a lot of players, more players limping as well now. How are United fans reacting to this game so far?
Fingers crossed I might get the call-up, Smithy. But Howard Anderson says, who is the most important player in Liverpool's midfield at the moment? Wijnaldum has been best over the season. Obviously, Hendo's the captain. Fabinho's come into form. So who would you rank up there, Lewis?
I think at the moment, Gene is doing great. Keita, I love him because I like this kind of player. But to be honest, I think Fabinho made an amazing start into the team. Adapting to the Premier League this way and being a very important player in the midfield and also at the back. When he's needed at the back the other day in the Champions League game, it was fantastic. He did a great job. So I think we have to praise him. He's doing great. gets into the ball. We've seen it now against United, doing very well with Pogba a couple of times and keeping the ball in the middle. I think it's a great ad. We have to credit him.
It's a good question, actually, because Liverpool have a lot of players in those midfield positions that are quite similar. I imagine that's because you see the front three, it's always the same for Liverpool, but I imagine that's a hard decision for Jurgen Klopp, who plays in those midfield positions, because they have so much quality there.
It's hard, but at the same time, it's fantastic to have so many different players. Because
a good problem to have.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good problem. Well, it's another change, probably. Sturridge. So
another change?
Yeah, Firmino is done. He can continue.
Yes,
I've checked before the bench of Liverpool, and if you have a look, I think it was like 4 strikers. There is no centre backs at all, so no defenders. And you got Arnold, and that's about it.
We can look at the bench now. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Mignolet, then it's Shaqiri, Origi, Lallana, Sturridge, Keita. So you're right. It's very attacking, isn't it?
So you know that if something happened to the one at the back, you know that it has to be Fabinho, the one who goes to get the place.
Yeah. So it's another forced change as well. We expect it to be Firmino off and Daniel Sturridge coming on. So it'll be interesting to see if we get confirmation of that. But Sturridge is stripped and looks like he's going to come on when the ball goes out of play.
And not on tackles. That is the weird thing.
That's weird.
They haven't been a very big tackle or challenges, but you have a look, is limping because of physically problems.
Yeah, so not great for both managers having to adapt a little bit. Liverpool down the right here, James Milner. Set to whip it in.
Also, to think about it, there is Sturridge going in the other day on the Champions League game. It was Origi going in ahead of Sturridge, and for a massive game like this one, he decided to bring Sturridge that he's been not on the team for quite a while. So
what are your thoughts on that then? That sub.
Well, I think he's trying to swap the player, but for a kind of the same. Origi is totally different than Firmino, and maybe Sturridge is one more kind of. So he's going to drop down, get the ball. See?
We're just looking at the replay of that.
Yeah, he twisted.
And quite right, Lewis, what you said earlier. It wasn't a tackle. It was a simple pass.
Yeah, he was.
And he's twisted his ankle.
Twisted his ankle because the defender was far away from him.
Yeah.
So it was more kind of like this one. I thought maybe the calf. He had tear the calf, but he continued playing. If you tear the calf, you cannot continue playing at all. No, you just had to get out. So it was like that.
Interestingly, he was jogging off the pitch there. So at least that's something you think it's not a really serious injury.
It's no problem. The problem when you twist your ankle, straight away you feel it. And if you give it a couple of minutes, you will continue going forward, but you're not going to play the same way. You cannot play 100%. When you try to make something fast, a sprint or just lean on it, pass with the left one, because it's the right foot that has been injured, it's not possible. And later he's going to have a big swell on the ankle. So
get the ice pack on.
Yeah, you have to get out normally.
How frustrating is that? We've talked earlier how big this game is. You said it. When you played the Liverpool Man United game, it was a huge game.
Yes.
If you get an injury like that, when you're unsure if you can carry on, have you been in that situation where you've had a knock and you think, shall I, shan't I? And do you always want to play on as a player?
You want to continue playing. You want always, because it's a big game. Normally you want to continue to play. It doesn't matter what kind of games you're playing on. But of course, the big ones, you want to be there, yes or yes. I remember we played one game in 2004-05 against Everton. Yeah. Sorry, it was 6-7. And we were winning 2-1, I think it was. And we had 2 men. We got 2 changes plus 1 injured. 2 injuries. It was Haman and Rize, or Warnock, I think it was injured. And I twist my ankle exactly the same way, and I have to play the second half of the game because we didn't have any more.
You played the whole second half?
The second half with a big swell on the left foot. Yeah. So then I could limping around, trying to don't get much involved, but try to be one more man up front, try to don't let in the centre backs going forward. That was kind of my main job. Yeah. And I played the 45 minutes. I was going with the national team on Wednesday. I almost missed that chance because Rafa didn't want me to let me go, and I said there is no chance. I'm gonna go there and be checked for the medical staff at the national team. And well, I was there. I couldn't play with the national team either. I was on the bench, but it was a tough game, that one.
And the Merseyside derby, what was the final result?
We won that game 2-1. Yes.
You did win it 2-1. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, 2-1 it was. Yes.
2-1.
Yes, I was trying to think who scored, and it was Cahill scored the 1, and we scored Who was the one who scored the first? I can't remember now. I'll check it now.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Tough,
Go ahead, check
so
it. I can't remember. Yeah. It's been 15 years, so
lots of fun memories.
Normally, I remember the most of the games, but and that one was an important one. But
Merseyside derby. Yeah. Any further questions from social world? Some good questions so far. Keep them coming.
Sort of picking up on that from Rick Carr says, what's the sort of most intimidating atmosphere you've played in front of?
Intimidating. Actually, it's quite nice in England.
Yeah.
Actually, it's quite nice to play here because it doesn't matter where you go. You feel that the atmosphere is good because the good crowds. People don't. The crowds don't try to. Normally, I wasn't the player who they used to focus on. Steven Gerrard probably was one of the ones. Jamie Carragher. So, I never been like on the spot to feel it. So I quite enjoy all the pitches. I didn't like when we used to go somewhere and the grass wasn't good or it was muddy all of that because it wasn't kind of my game. So I enjoy more when the crowds are loud. It's fantastic to play. But any player will tell you that they prefer that than a quiet place. Olympiacos, for example, in Champions League was quite a bad one because go there with the flares and people and stuff. Those one of the games that you don't know what is going to happen, so you're a bit afraid.
Imagine St Andrews has got an intimidating atmosphere, was it?
We did say some context here. Will is a big Birmingham City fan.
Yeah,
so he likes to crowbar Birmingham
atmosphere.
So, memories of playing against Birmingham?
Yeah, I scored one nice goal over there.
All right, Lewis.
Next question. I wasn't playing and I got in. I remember, and Steven Gerrard to the space, and I scored the first goal, 1-0. Yeah,
we drew 1-1.
So.
Oh, you drew 1-0.
Oh, did we?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, great game. Remember that one. Another question here from Brighton fan number 1. He's on to a lot more at half-time, but just off the top of the head, who is the best player you've ever played with?
Again, in England or in the teams that I play?
Whole career, let's go for that.
The best player has to be Ronaldinho. He was quite an amazing player. I mean, every single game it was something different. Every single training was something different. It was fantastic. And the way he feels football, always with a smile, enjoying. There was no worry at all. And at that stage, it was probably one of the best moments of his career. It was 3, 4, 5, 6. Those years, he was probably the Messi at this moment. It was amazing. No other player was near him.
Wow.
It's probably the best answer you've ever had.
I was going to ask. Like, obviously, you were at Barcelona 3-4 when Ronaldinho came in.
Yes.
Obviously, Messi was not that far away from making the first team as well. Did you get to train with Messi much before?
Yeah. He came. He made the debut when we played against Oporto. It was a game. We were on the opening ceremony of the stadium, the new stadium, and he came with us on the just before I left Barcelona to Liverpool. He came with us in the pre-season tour, and you could see he scored in one of the games, and so you could see, but he was only 16. He was only 16 years old, and normally in the pre-season tour, I did myself 3 pre-season tours before to play for the first team. So normally you get a few of them, and some of them they make it, and some others not. So we saw that he was a good player, but he was only 16. We'll see. And then when I moved to Liverpool, that year Eusebio was the second coach for Rijkaard back in Barcelona. Things going because they were going to win the La Liga, and he said, fantastic, and we got this kid that is just amazing. I said, Messi? He said, but you cannot imagine the difference he makes on the training because he wasn't played that much in the first year, so you cannot imagine how much different he makes on the. He's not focused on dribblings. Oh, no, he gets the ball, go forward and scores. Every single training, he scored 10 goals. And a year after, boom, explode and become one of the best players in the world. And at this stage, people will compare him with Maradona, with Pelé, with the biggest ones. For me, in my opinion, I think he's the greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time, Wow, what an answer.
To agree with that.
What an answer. Have there been any other players? You mentioned Messi there. You saw him as a 16-year-old when you were a first-team player at Barcelona. Have there been any other players when you've been a first-team player that, as a young player, has come to train with the first team that you've thought, wow, this person is special?
Actually, for example, in Atletico Madrid, we had Coque. He came from the second team, and we saw that it was a fantastic player. But again, like I said before, we've seen so many players arriving or being. When I was in the academy of Barcelona, Xavi and Mario Rosas, you never heard about him.
No.
Xavi and Mario Rosas were the only two players. They were 17, I was 19, and they were 16, 17.
Yeah.
They were the only two players training with the first team.
Oh.
Give me a second, I'll tell you now, because it's
gone out.
Out.
Oh.
Sorry. And they were the only two players playing for the training for the first team. Couple of days a week they were playing with us in the Barcelona B and training with the first team. Mario was probably the best player. I mean, for us, he's going to be the new Messi.
More so than Xavi?
More than anybody. He was the best player. He was a second striker, fantastic to feed. He was small, fast, quick, amazing player. And when we finished 2 years after, I went to Valladolid, the first team in La Liga, in first division, and I played there and I moved. No chance, 2-0. You're happy with 2-0? And Mario Rosas, we never heard about him. He went to Alaves, didn't have a chance to play. He played in second division, but he made a career in second division and second B division. But to be honest, for us, it was a shock. And sometimes it happens. You see players 18, 19, or almost 20, that they are so good, so fantastic player that you see a bright future for them, and they don't make it.
So one ended up going down the leagues, and the other player, as we know, became one of the greatest midfielders of all time.
History,
and at that point, you couldn't separate them.
No, not at all. I mean, you could see them, and you will say, oh, I mean, Puyol, when he was playing with us, he was a right winger. Right winger.
Really?
Yeah, he played 2 years as a right winger. And we knew that he was good, but he was tough, he was a runner, he was a fighter, but no one will thought that he will become what he became. I mean, no one at all. If you tell them, well, probably he will tell you that, it was the belief he had in himself, the fight, the run, but not at all to...
chance for Man United. What a save.
What a save. What a save.
Big save from Alisson.
Oh, my God.
So
great play for...
Well, hopefully Claude Puel will come on the Football Social and he can tell us himself, can't he? That'd be great.
What a save that
Big chance for Man United. Lukaku
That's a great
played in.
God,
what a save from Alisson. First real chance for Man United. 40 minutes gone. Just having a look at the replay here, McCubbin. Jesse Lingard doesn't do a lot wrong, Lingard. It's just very good save from Alisson.
Wow. And that's the benefit of having Lingard on instead of Mata, is you've got that extra runner in. Fantastic from Pogba to cut through the defence like that. But,
Best chance of the game, huh?
Yeah,
chance of the game,
best chance of the game.
Yeah. In the clear one. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
And a few groans from you, Dave. What happened in your
It's the miss of the season. Alexandre Lacazette. Jesse Lingard's down.
Oh, my God.
Another injury, mate. Jesse Lingard has just come on as a sub as well. And Alexis Sanchez is getting stripped. So
that's all 3 subs within the first half.
And a sub for a sub.
It's going to keep warming up, I think. It's going to get them.
That is
right. Go on, Xhaka, finish. Finish.
Good save that.
Dave, so let's just go back to your game before we can make confirmations. Tell us what's happened in the last 10 minutes. There's been a lot of groans from you.
The Arsenal were playing quite well. They're creating a lot of chances, but there was a chance for Lacazette where he must be about 2 yards out and he's blazed it over the bar. It's probably harder to do that than actually score. But it doesn't matter. We're 2-0 up and looking like we're potentially going to score a third. So I'm quite happy, Smithy.
Quite happy?
Yeah.
41 minutes gone, 2-0 up against Southampton.
Ashley Young looks like he's suffering as well.
He's going to have to just play on, though, isn't he? He's going to have to. He's a captain.
He's going to have to do a Lewis Garcia, as they call it in the business.
He's have to just strap it up. Go and play.
It's incredible how many of these players we're seeing. I mean, Jesse Lingard...
To be fair to Lingard, I don't think he was expecting to come on this early, was he?
No, because he had his injury, didn't he?
He's not fully fit.
Yes, it was a surprise that they were back for this one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's not great at all.
So Alexis Sanchez started just one of his last 15 Premier League games, scored just 1 goal in his last 19 Premier League appearances, 5 goals in 38 for Man United, comparing to his former Arsenal, where he was unstoppable. What do you put this turnaround down to? Because of all the players that have seemed to improve under Solskjaer, is it a fair comment to say he's one that hasn't really pushed on under Solskjaer still?
Hasn't pushed on. I mean, he wasn't pushing on under Mourinho either.
No.
Yeah, it's a difficult one with Sanchez. He just seems to have lost a lot of his quality, to be honest. A couple of weeks ago against Fulham, like playing against the worst team, well, not the worst team necessarily, but definitely the worst defence in the league. And Sanchez couldn't get across past the first man. Probably had about 5 attempts to.
Chance for Arsenal.
He just lost a lot of confidence, and he's lost his pace, obviously, which was big asset to him as well. He was slowing down even at Arsenal, and I think United just picked him up at the wrong time. I think the atmosphere at the club was changing a lot at United this time last year as well. Mourinho getting found out. I think, it's just been bad timing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Sanchez left the club in the summer.
OK, speaking of Sanchez, the man that was in the swap deal with him, Mkhitaryan, just had quite a big moment there, Dave. Should that have been 3-0 Arsenal?
We probably should. The thing is, we're starting to create some actual decent chances now. They're not really half chances. We should be more than the 2 goals up. The ball was whipped in from the left. If Mkhitaryan would have made a little bit more effort, he might have been able to get himself on it, but the ball went out for a corner. So, not to be.
Confirmation of that sub in our featured game was Lingard. Lingard, who's come on as a sub off Alexis Sanchez on. And another chance for Liverpool, Lewis.
Yes, corner. And Matty goes ahead of everybody on the top. Big jump, but didn't get the goal, so unlucky there.
Who do you think will be more happy with the first half? Jurgen Klopp or the fact they haven't scored? Both managers, how would they assess this first half so far?
It's been like not much about football. I mean, both of them, they are not going to be happy. Man United... Ole, because the team didn't look strong. It's been just holding Liverpool, and Liverpool didn't create good chances. I mean, we had the free kick that it wasn't very good, and this one, and a couple more. But the probably was the one we just seen with Lingard. So not much about football. We expect also these kind of games. At the end, it's a lot of pressure. They know they are playing for something very big. Both of the teams. United because they are in a good momentum, and Liverpool because they know that they need the points to keep challenging the trophy.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have some goals to bring you so far. Still 0-0, approaching the last minute of the first half. Man United have the ball. Sanchez whipping it in. Chance for Lukaku. Oh! Chance for Lukaku, header.
Oh, that was good. That was good play from United, actually.
United looking all right the last 5 minutes, McCubbin.
I mean, Sanchez has actually had quite a bright start coming on.
Hasn't he?
Been winning the ball back. Rashford, good interplay with Rashford there, who kept it in, brought it back to him, and then a decent ball into the box. Lukaku in this kind of form
another one down.
That way, but,
and Robertson is down again. And look, Jurgen Klopp's body language just says it all. We've seen every time it cuts to Jurgen Klopp or Solskjaer, they're looking dumbfounded as to where all these injuries are coming from. It's another injury. Robertson is down, holding his face. There is only... We're into injury time. 4 minutes, though. Luis, do you expect them just to make no more subs? Or I suppose if it's a head injury, they're going to have to, aren't they?
No, they will have to wait. Probably if something happened to Robertson, probably he will wait to the half-time to make a decision. I mean, there's only 3-4 more minutes, so no rush to make anything or put a player. That's why it's good in England. For example, in Spain, they were not used to do these kind of things. In England, normally when it's 25th minute, you send 3-4 players to, 3 and after another 2 or 3 players to warm up a little bit, because these kind of things can happen. And at the end, you got players who've been a little bit warming up during the first half. If something happened, you know that you got to get a player to come in and already. I think it's a hand. He got hurt.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be OK to carry on. In our other game, we've just seen shots of Nathan Redmond. In your game, Southampton had any more chances
they have,
from a Southampton perspective?
Again, I don't think Southampton played particularly bad, but all of the stuff they're doing wrong is almost like their own doing. You know what I mean? So they need to stop making mistakes for them to stay up, basically. But I can only really see Arsenal winning this now. We've probably got about 30 seconds left. In fact, I think once the ball comes back into play, it'll be half-time. Yeah,
that started slightly early, the Arsenal game, didn't it? I'm talking a minute or so, and there's 4 minutes left at Old Trafford, so expect the half-time whistle to go any minute now. We want goals, Lewis, don't we? No goals in the feature game yet. Everyone said it'd be goals, 0-0.
No, but I knew it will be tough to call it offside.
Great ball to Rashford.
He's offside for Man United.
Because, again, no one wants to receive any goals in these kind of games. You know that you will have your chances, so you wait for those chances. You see how many times Robertson went forward? Not many. We used to see Robertson go and during the whole game. Today, it's been one time, and that's it. So you know that the message is, OK, listen, we're going to have chances up front, but the ones at the back, just please hold, because you know that they are...
In there, looking at the body language of both managers, they both look frustrated, probably because of the injuries more than anything else. But every time, it just saw Solskjaer and Carrick there.
And at the end, there's a lot of stops, you know. You don't let the rhythm of the game go forward. There is no flow for the game, so you don't like that.
The half-time whistle has gone, incidentally, at the Emirates. It is Arsenal 2, Southampton 0. Arsenal. Southampton did have their chances, Dave, looking back on the first half, but comfortable for Arsenal, really. Southampton have a lot to do to get back into this game now.
Yeah, they were. As I said, I can only see Arsenal getting all 3 points here. But, yeah, and I also fancy Arsenal to get a couple more goals, to be honest. So, especially with Aubameyang coming off the bench potentially in a bit.
Confidently.
It's
Have
nice,
you had any questions, Arsenal, Southampton related in the chat?
Just one from me and Bentley here. Be interested to get both your views. Lewis, would Liverpool be happy with a draw right now? Like, take the point and run?
At this stage, yes, but I'm sure that second half there's going to be again pressure, and they don't have any more changes, so you know that they can be tired. So it's about getting the rhythm forward because, like I said, there's so many stops. So you don't let Liverpool is a team that likes to attack and attack and attack.
Flow of the game.
Flow of the game. Yeah, it's very important. That's how they start the first 15 minutes with the ball in the side of Manchester United. So I'm sure that the first 20 minutes of the second half they're going to be very important for them.
Could one for you as well. We've talked a lot about Pogba.
Yeah.
But obviously, Herrera went off. How influential has he been for Man United since Ole's took over as well?
I think he's been, up there with our most important players, to be honest. Obviously, Pogba and Rashford had the headlines in terms of goal contributions and everything, but Herrera's been, as good, at least, as when he was in that first Mourinho season where he was kind of morphed into this kind of midfield terrier.
So he used to play like attacking midfield, didn't he, when he first came?
Yeah, he was definitely a creative presence before, played at 10 for us before as well. And obviously under like Bielsa at Bilbao, that was kind of, that was his kind of thing, very much creative midfielder. But I mean, talks already started again of him, taking the armband next season among United fans, which is what we were talking about 2 years ago before he kind of dropped off a bit last season.
Would you like that?
To be honest, I don't think there's anyone better, to be honest. I think Valencia, he can't make the team at the moment. He's had such bad injury problems and his performances have dropped off a load. Ashley Young, don't really trust him at right back anymore, and if he doesn't play right back, I don't know where he plays. I think Herrera is the outstanding candidate to be the United to be captain. Yeah. But I think again as well, like he's just such a great presence on the field and such a big game player as well. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but he looked so dejected to be going off. So dejected. But to be fair, we've not been too bad in midfield without him. I actually think both teams have been all right this game. There's not been any serious points of weakness for either Liverpool or United. I think both pretty sound performances considering the injuries as well.
And the half-time whistle has just gone, so it is 0-0 in our feature game between Man United and Liverpool. The story of the half really is the amount of injuries that have been forced upon both managers, not through strong tackles, but looks like they were all muscular injuries. So both managers having to make a lot of enforced changes. Pereira was one of them that came on for Herrera. Sanchez came on for Lingard, who already came on earlier on. Firmino also going off injured. We've seen there, you can see Robertson as well, holding his arm. He went down injured, carried on. So it's been a lot of injuries. Very stop-start, as Luis Garcia said earlier, not being able to enjoy the flow of the game as much. It'll be interesting to see whether they change anything tactically, not in terms of personnel, but whether either team change anything tactically. McCubbin made the point that I think both teams have done all right, probably be happy-ish with this. Do you expect any tactical change, Luis? Obviously not in terms of personnel, but formation or Klopp to do anything, or to be fairly happy with how it's gone?
I don't think so. There's going to be many changes, at least for another 20-25 minutes, where he maybe try to go forward, bring in more players, maybe Shaqiri on the pitch or maybe Keita to create something in the middle of the park. But I don't think there's going to be many other changes.
McCubbin, we're just looking at what's probably one of the biggest chances of the game. It's
got to be,
Big chance for Lingard, wasn't this?
This was classic Solskjaer United here. Great counter-attack. Good play from Lukaku to spread it out to Pogba. And fantastic. It wasn't Pogba. That was Rashford.
That's a great pass.
And then great pass from Pogba to Lingard.
It's a nice pass from Lukaku as well, isn't it?
The whole move was fantastic.
And here's the slow-mo. He just maybe doesn't get it out of his feet enough, Lingard, giving Alisson the chance to save it. But it's a very brave save as well, because if he gets that wrong, obviously it's a penalty.
It's a penalty, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a shame that Lingard's gone off there, because that definitely kind of takes a element out of that attack. Be interested to see how we line up in the second half with Sanchez, I expect, taking up the left role.
Yeah, and we're looking at all the... the half-time montage, it's all the injuries, isn't it? Mata, we're looking at Lingard...
Yeah, more chances. We got more changes than chances.
We've got more injuries, than unfortunately, than we had chances. And the body language of Solskjaer and the body language of Klopp, both ones of frustration with the injuries. Dave, quickly reflects on your game, because they're both at half-time now. Of course, both matches kicking off at 2:05. Half-time went earlier. Southampton. Is there any positives for Southampton in this? We've looked at it from your Arsenal perspective.
They've looked okay on the. They've looked quite good going forward. Nathan, that would be the one kind of bright spot there.
Yeah.
But it's as I've said about 5 times today, it's their own mistakes that has cost them the 2 goals. Yeah. It's not like they were brilliant Arsenal moves where they've kind of picked them open. They were quite bad bits of defensive play from Southampton, and then they were punished. So if they can, again, you just kind of saw it there on screen there. So not the best from Southampton, but I'm very happy.
OK, right, let's get to Will from Social Corner, because when we announced that Luis Garcia was on the show, we had inundated with messages on social media. People were very excited you're on the show. Thank you for coming on, Luis. So let's get to some of the questions.
I think we've got to start in Istanbul, Lewis, if that's all right with you. And a question in from Stephen. He said, what did Rafa Benitez say to you at half-time?
Great question.
Not much, to be honest. No, it was not about what kind of message. I think the message that he gave us, it was of confidence. Because when you get into the dressing room and you are 3-0 down after a long season, going through many things during the whole season, and the first minute you receive a goal, a few minutes after 2 and 3, and you can't do anything. I mean, you manage to do anything. Did you try everything you work for during the whole season, and you try to put it on 45 minutes, and you receive 3 goals. So it was more about that. We saw him. Yes, we have a refresh for 5 minutes, and we saw him just talking. Oh, come on, lads, let's come here. We're gonna make a change because we. In the middle, I think Didi Hamann was the one to make the change, and we're gonna move Steven Gerrard up front to try to grab one of the balls and create a bit more danger or more damage up front. So he removed a little bit. Jimmy Traore had to get changed because he was the one going out, but Finland was injured. So during that time, it was almost 10 minutes. So there was no like a big speech about it. There's a few stories in between, but not like massive. And no one saying, "Oh, come on, lad." I mean, imagine 3-0 down and someone comes out and says, we can do it. At the end, you will look at him like, say, come on, mate. Chill. Yeah, because at the end, I mean, I would like if I tell you, no, we knew inside of us that we could do it. I mean, no, it was the way it was. 3-0 down against probably one of the best Milans of the history. Yeah. And we knew that it was difficult, but we saw the manager calm and confident of what he was saying. So we went out and said, OK, let's try to do it. And the first thing we found is that our crowd supporting you more than the Italian fans. They were just looking at our crowd singing our songs and supporting us. And then start the games, we see that they drop a little bit back, and we scored the goal. And we scored the goal on a way that the manager knew. Sent Steven Gerrard that he was in the middle, goes forward because we want, and the first ball he gets is a goal. So then you start thinking, okay, maybe there's a possibility, and then you get the second goal. And when you get the second goal, and you see the face of Milan players looking at each other saying, what is happening? And then you knew, then it's an extra boost, our crowd, the way they were playing, and well, we keep going, and well, we managed to get the throw.
Can I ask you a question? When at half-time, obviously Milan are 3-0 up, it's the Champions League final, biggest game of your career. There's a lot of reports that said that AC Milan was celebrating at half-time. Could you hear from your dressing room if that was happening or not?
I mean, even if they were singing whatever, you were focused on your stuff, on all the things that you could have done and you didn't, or I mean, there were so many things around. Of course, when you go out, and normally the two teams go out together, and you can see them talking, but in a different mood. But wouldn't you? I mean, you're 3-0 up, and there is only 45 minutes away from the. You would expect or go outside, slow down the game, folds, be compact, and maybe on a counter-attack score the fourth one. And you will be happy and in a good mood, but not celebrating. We didn't see them celebrating, but we saw them, of course, enjoying the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have done the same. Yeah. Going 3-0 down, I wouldn't go to the pitch just looking down and sad. Happy, of course.
And when it came to the penalty shootout stage, did you feel you had an advantage because you were 3-0 down and you'd got it back to 3-0? Or is it a lottery?
No,
completely?
It's a lottery, but you got the feeling. You know why? Because there were small details during the game that happened, and you check after. On the game, you don't realize, but you check after the penalty. Vladimir Smith was on the pitch, and 2 weeks before, he wasn't even in the squad for the last game of the season.
Wow.
So that says how is that possible? That is the first change to be on the pitch, and he scored a goal from miles away. Amazing. And the ball passed through Milan Barros 1 inch from his body. Probably he touched the body, he was deflected and going somewhere else. So small details. The ball that Jesse do the save. I mean, he goes on the floor.
Yeah, that's so underrated from that final.
I mean, all this kind of stuff, the uses him. I mean, you can't lose it. I mean, you go 3-0 back to that game, and you start thinking, to be honest, at that stage you think, you can't lose it. You can't lose it on the penalties. And well, we didn't.
Yeah, and then when you did win it, the scenes were just incredible, weren't they?
Amazing. I mean, we were all having cramps during the game. It was a long game for us. The pressure, the humidity back in Turkey, all the run we have to do for 120 minutes, it was very difficult because after we scored the third one, it was to go back and get together again because we cannot receive any more because there is no more energy to get another goal. So it was very tough and we were all cramping and the moment that Jesse saved the ball, we started all running like crazy.
You found more energy then, yeah.
The fastest 35, 40 meters that we have done. So, it was an amazing feeling.
Amazing. Great first question. I mean, I don't know how we top that, Will.
Shall we go? Thanks for obviously, there's the semi-final as well. You would definitely say it was a goal. Most people would say it's a goal sat around here. But can you talk us through that? And there's still some debate to today whether
the famous ghost
and
goal.
We'll keep it that way because I know it. No, to be honest, I understand that the people say that no, it wasn't in because there is no one good replay of camera that can tell you, listen, it was in. But I always say the same. The reaction of a player, you can change that. You cannot control your reaction in a split of a second. It's not possible because he's a human being. You cannot do something bad and keep going the same way for the next minute. You will check if someone have seen you. So my reaction, I hit the ball and I looked to the ball. And when I saw the ball going in, I just forget about everything. I just run. If I don't see the ball or I have a doubt, I will check on the lineman to see, hey, listen, did you see it or not, or the referee? I see the ball going in and I start running. My reaction is straightforward. I don't care what it's done, if he catch it or not. I don't even see the ball being cleared. I see the ball going in and I start celebrating. And once I ran for like 50 meters and I didn't see my teammates coming to me, I was thinking, what is happening? Because for a few seconds, there was no noise. Because start shouting and stop for 1 second and then again. So at that moment, I look around like, say, what just happened? Yeah. And then I saw that my teammates coming. But for not 1 second, I have any doubt that the ball was going in. So, I know that the Chelsea fans and I've been with Gallas and we talk about it. But I understand that they say no. They have to say.
What do you say when you see William Gallas? Do you mention going?
No,
you should have got there quicker, mate.
We make a video and everything, and we have a laugh, and he said, "Mate, just say that it wasn't in." Whatever. I understand that you say no, but I know the truth. So.
Chelsea fans must talk to you about that all the time. Whenever you meet a Chelsea fan, they must mention that.
Sometimes, they ask me, but They see in different way. They won the Champions League after, so now this has been quite a while. But I love that they see it that way, and we have a lot with the goal, and I think it's fantastic for football. Now we are going to lose a little bit that with the VAR and the goal line technology, but I think it's for the good of football.
Yeah. Okay. More questions. Keep them coming. Some great questions.
Obviously, you played with some fantastic players as well. But STG wants to know, what was it like to play with Xavi Alonso? Maybe as a player, but what's he like as a bloke as well?
Fantastic lad. You see them, he's so serious and he's a gentleman, in Spain we have him like that, always well dressed, always never been involved in any controversial thing, talking or everything. So he's been always a gentleman and you bring him outside, he's great chat and always he knows they're very intelligent. Now he's doing the coaching license and he's coaching in Real Madrid, one of the academy teams, and I'm sure there's going to be a great manager because the understanding of football is brilliant and he's also a very funny guy, trust me,
What was it like to work with Rafa Benitez during that period, and how do you think he's getting on at Newcastle?
I think he's doing great. The way he managed to bring the Newcastle to Premier League, to hold them there and even not buying many players, even with the facility that he's got, I think it's been fantastic. I think he's done a great job. He's a manager who is very detailed in everything he does. He's focused 100%. He never lose for one chance. That that competitiveness that he's got, even though that he's not fighting to be a winner of the Premier League or the Champions League. He knows exactly what he has to do to get the result, and what he's doing. I'm happy that he's getting again the results and going a little bit farther away from the relegation places. But it was fantastic. For me, he was my mentor when I met him when I was 21, and he helped me so much in my career, showing me how to play in different positions, learn that even though when you are praised and when you are the top of the wave, the fall can be very hard, so you have to keep your feet on the earth. So he helped me a lot, and I'll always be grateful for that.
On that note, you've played under some amazing managers throughout your career. Is there one that gave you the most advice, or that you look back on and you learnt the most from, or is it very hard to pick out one that had the biggest influence on your career? Yeah,
I think Rafa was the one, because what I'm saying, I used to play in Barcelona as a centre forward, and that was my place, and I used to play as a one, or when we played two, but always as a striker. When I met him in Tenerife, he told me, listen, to play as a striker, you have to have a very special qualities, and you have some of them, but not all of them. Right. So we're going to try to, I need you to play on the right side sometimes, or maybe on the left, and I started playing as a winger. And I play I think we played 40 games, and I played 38 with him. I only missed 2 because of yellow cards. Yeah. And I scored 16 goals playing as a winger. Wow. And that was a lot in second division. We promote to first division, and it helped me a lot to play on that, because after I have the chance of play for Barcelona, for Atletico Madrid, in those places. Maybe if I couldn't manage to play in the wide areas, I wouldn't have the chance of playing for Barcelona, for Atletico Madrid in that place, because when I arrived to Atletico, I play on the wide areas, not as a striker. At the front it was Fernando Torres, or in Barcelona it was Patrick Kluivert, or I had in Atletico Madrid Kun Agüero, Forlan, players who it was difficult to take the place from.
Very good players.
Yeah, and then when you can play in different positions, it's fantastic for you. Well, we talk about Milner having the chance of playing in the left and the right, in the centre, or as a striker, 4 positions. You're going to have chances to play.
Great stuff. Thank you very much for your questions. Keep them coming in, of course, because we will be continuing to do more questions with Luis Garcia. Fascinating insight, that, Luis. Great. But we can give you the teams out. The teams are out at Old Trafford now. Of course, it is still 0-0 in our feature game. McCubbin's got his Man United hat on, Lewis got his Liverpool hat on, but at the minute we've not seen any celebrations from either of them, because no goals. The only talking points have been, unfortunately, the forced injuries for both teams, really. So still 0-0. We'll let you know if there are any changes, none that we are aware of at this stage. There's Jurgen Klopp taking his seat, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer coming out of the tunnel, and of course the whole of the Stretford end, the whole of Man United end, the whole of Manchester applauding him. He is absolutely loved in the red part of Manchester, of course, but it is 0-0 and we are just underway now. And Dave, your game about a minute into your second half. Any changes in your game at all?
Not been any changes. Arsenal started OK. Nice little run from left back. Yeah, it was started OK. As I say, I can only see Arsenal scoring again, to be honest. Chance of Liverpool, though.
That was cheeky from Sturridge. Little back heel to Salah, but cut out by
first chance through
by McTominay.
For Liverpool.
That's the way it has to be at the end. First 10, 15 minutes, I think Liverpool is going to try to score that goal, or make the lead, and then hold a little bit and wait for United to get out. So hopefully he can get it, because I'm sure this is not going to be easy. If you see that Manchester United is dropping back, it's not going forward to press, and well, it's not good for Liverpool not having the space at the back.
How they set up in this second half just kicked off in that game. Will, any more questions from social quickly about the match in hand?
Yeah, one from Ivan Lopez. He says, do you think Ole did the wrong thing putting on Lingard once he was recovering? Maybe he could reserve him. Obviously, we saw Sanchez come on, recover.
It's difficult because I think Lingard made the most sense in terms of bringing someone on for Mata. He could just slot into that position and offers a little bit more mobility than Mata does. Not as much technical control, but if you're going to bring on Sanchez for Mata at that point, then you've got to switch to a 4-3-3. And Sanchez in general has struggled a little bit in a 4-3-3 for United, and without Martial, without Lingard, we struggle a little bit with the 4-3-3 anyway. So. Yes, it's a difficult one. I think he's so focused on keeping Rashford in a central position that making the change like that then would have maybe been a bit detrimental, and he took a risk and it didn't pay off for him, unfortunately. I think that's the thing. It was a risk worth taking, I reckon, but when you, it didn't happen.
A risk at the end is if a player is injured, once he's on the bench, you know that you can use it in any moment. I mean, you cannot risk to have someone on the bench that you know that you cannot use it. So when he decided to make the change, it's because he thought, OK, he's ready to play. It doesn't matter if he's on the bench, he has to be ready to play 20, 30, 45 or 70. So I think that he got the injuries because he was unlucky and probably wasn't ready. But I'm sure that they've done all the checks, previous checks, to see that he was perfect. Come on.
Oh, chance. OK. Our floor manager, Mark Vella, is coming in with refreshments. Would anyone like a tea?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Anyone like a tea or coffee? Louis, would like a tea or coffee?
Actually, yeah. Can I have a tea, please?
Louis got to have a tea. Can I have a tea as well, Mark? Is that right? Anyone else want a tea or coffee?
Love it. Thank you very much.
I'd love a can of water, actually. That would be fantastic.
Can of water.
How do you take your tea, Louis?
Just a little bit of milk, please.
Same with me, please. Thank you very much, Mark Vella. There we go. Round of applause again. There you go, Mark. Interestingly, we talked about the Arsenal-Southampton game. No changes for Arsenal, but 2 changes for Southampton. Jack Stevens and Stuart Armstrong being replaced by Michael Obafemi and Charlie Austin. Interestingly that Charlie Austin didn't start because we all know he has got an amazing record against Arsenal. He's played Arsenal 5 times in his career and has scored in every single game. Interestingly, though, started just 3 of his last 16 Premier League games. So he does love playing Arsenal. And, of course, last time you did meet against Southampton, that was Carsten Hurtel's first home game in charge, and you lost that game.
Yeah. But we're
winning. Are you worried about Charlie Austin?
Nah.
Not at all, OK.
Chance
for Charlie Austin! Oh, what's this? It wasn't Charlie Austin, no, it was James Ward-Prowse. But just on that note, the commentator's curse.
Zero fearless.
I reckon a brace for Charlie Austin in the second half.
Yeah, it's an amazing record, isn't it? But again, let's talk about this chance.
It's defending.
It is a half volley from Ward-Prowse, who's a very good technical player, and he blitzed it well. But Xhaka gives the ball. Talk about this pass from Xhaka, Dave.
Look, keep Socrates. The rest of that defence can go.
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah. What about Hector?
He's not playing, is he? Like, when he's fit. Like the forward that's on the pitch here.
Yeah.
Keep Socrates for maybe another season and a half before he gets.
Who do you replace them with?
Who'd
you get realistically for?
Well, I think we should go after Harry Maguire. I think he's a realistic target. I don't know what we can actually afford him, but I want a defender that is actually going to go and sniff out danger rather than trying to react to danger as it happens. Because I feel like we have a lot of defenders that are very good at if like Koscielny was still team sheet, but I want a defender who's actually going to go and attack the ball and try and sniff out danger. But yes, I would love to have Harry Maguire.
And Mkhitaryan, he was one that you were surprised. He's got a goal and an assist. How's he been playing today?
He's played all right. I said we've looked very good going forward. It's just at the back, it's just so shaky. Like there's no strength there. So definitely some changes in the summer.
Yeah, interesting to see. Unai Emery as well, first season, while we're talking Arsenal.
Yeah.
It's a weird one with Arsenal, isn't it? Because you look at Arsene Wenger, incredibly successful, your most successful manager of all time in the early stages. And then, obviously, the latter stages, a big percentage of the fan base wanted a change. The change has happened. Emery's come in. Big shoes to fill in a lot of ways. How do you assess where Arsenal are in the first season under Emery?
I think he's done good. I think he's done good. I think he needs to be given at least 2 seasons. There's no point even starting to question him at this point. You know what I mean? He's like, this is still very much Arsenal's team, Arsene's team. You know, what's he got? Torreira's he's signed in, Socrates and Guendouzi, but other than that,
Signings have been good as well, haven't
they? They've done good. So I think it just needs time, you know. And I think only once you can say it's his team, then you can probably actually judge him.
Good point, that, because you think it's a team he's inherited so far with a few changes. Yeah.
It's only like Liverpool, isn't it? Like when Klopp was given the time to put his imprint on and get the players he wants in, and look how well they're doing now.
Lewis, what's it like as a player when a new manager comes in straight away? Because every manager now, especially in the Premier League, you're talking about the best managers in the world, a lot of them, and you're trying to have a new philosophy and everything like that. Is it tough for players when a manager comes in and changes everything, or can it be very refreshing?
No, it depends if you're playing or not.
Right, okay. If you're playing.
It depends. When you're not playing, that also happened to me. You're expecting to make change, and then your confidence gets back, and you're expecting to get more minutes, and then it's like a boost for everybody. But also it's very hard because also it happens the most of the times you change the way of training, you change the time of training, because the manager who arrived doesn't want to do exactly the same things that the one is doing before. So a lot of things, and sometimes he gets the player make an extra effort, and they bring the injuries, and so it's a transition of quite a couple of months actually.
Yeah.
But it's all. I mean, if something happened like this, it's because the things are not going well. So everything that can make a difference in the future, it's good to have it.
OK, let's stay with Michael McCubbin here. Chance for Man United. Quite a nice area, this free kick, whipping in from...
Yes, yeah.
Who do you expect to see over this? Ashley Young we're looking at?
Yeah, it's Ashley Young over the ball. Just put in a very good ball to Paul Pogba, who probably should have scored, although he was in an offside position.
Offside.
I think he's probably offside as well.
Oh, he's offside.
He was offside, yeah. Liverpool playing a good high line.
Yeah,
free kick.
It wasn't very well.
Yeah.
Although if Pogba had put that chance away a couple of minutes ago, that would have stood because it wasn't called for offside. So, yeah.
It's not easy. It's done very well for Liverpool. Normally, when you are doing the line, they don't go ahead of you, so you have to hold. And there's always a couple of players telling you hold to move, hold to see the ball leaving before to go back. But it's not easy. There is always one who goes ahead because he's scared that the one is marking goes ahead of him. And they've done it very well. They wait a lot until the Manchester United players make the move. Oh, that's a great
Liverpool chance on the attack here.
Come on, then.
Come on, now go. Near boss.
Oh!
Late.
Good defending. It's end-to-end. It started brightly this second half. Chance for Liverpool, Man United at one end, chance for Liverpool at the other. It is a corner for Liverpool. Are we going to see the first goal of the day, Lewis?
Hopefully, yes.
Hopefully,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, hopefully, yes. I think it was a great move, but the movement of the run of Mane to the near post, it was brilliant to leave at the second post. It was a chip from Henderson, who could have leave the player alone, so unlucky this time.
Yeah, corners Liverpool. Interestingly, most goals from corners this season in the Premier League. Liverpool top of that with 11 goals from corners.
There you go, Van Dijk.
One whipped in. Milner.
Oh, still alive, eh?
Still alive. Whipped back in.
Away.
It's not been
Hang
cleared.
on. Oh, no, he's giving it.
The ref has blown his whistle. It is a free kick to Man United.
We call it danger. Danger free kick.
Danger free kick. Dave, how's the second half going for Arsenal? Still 2-0. Any chances for Charlie Austin, the man who loves scoring against Arsenal since he's come on?
Southampton are probably the better team at the moment, despite Arsenal being 2-0 up. We're not playing particularly well. We can't keep the football. We need our midfielders to get hold of the ball because they are giving it away very, very cheaply. And Southampton are actually starting to get back into the game. So hopefully we can sniff this little period out and potentially get the third goal and actually kill the game.
It's quite rare of Arsenal to score. Not score in the second half so far, but score 2 in the first half, because obviously your record in second half this season has been amazing. Joint top second half scorers this season with Liverpool. But have kept just 2 clean sheets in the last 19 Premier League games. So Emery probably wants a clean sheet more than another 2 goals, doesn't he? Because Arsenal always score goals, but never seem to keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, we've just been forced into a sub as well. Koscielny's come on for Liechtenstein. That was a forced substitution because he's injured, which I'm not too fussed about because Liechtenstein is not up to it. He's about 40 in here. So
it's another substitute for Arsenal. Interestingly, made 20 substitutions before the start of second half in the Premier League this season. Arsenal subs have scored 10 Premier League goals, which is more than any other side in the Premier League. So he does like mixing it up, Emery, and it does usually work. Your subs do usually score. On that note, Mark Vella, our lovely floor manager, and coming with the cheese. Thank you very much.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers, Mark.
Cheers, Mark.
You can glance to the camera. There you go. Oh, he doesn't want it. Thank you very much, Mark. Let's go to Social Corner. Have we got any questions for Man United or Liverpool?
Oh, hang on. No. I might ask a personal question, Smithy.
Ask any questions you want within reason, Will.
Lewis, obviously spent many years in Barcelona. Just booked a trip for myself.
OK, go on. Is this a question from you?
Yeah, where do you recommend restaurant-wise? Just one tip for me.
Give me your mail and I'm going to send you a few good ones.
Yeah, thank you then. Perfect. I'll hold you to that.
Yeah.
Proper questions now. If Jurgen Klopp fails to win any trophies, can this Liverpool team consider it as a success?
Ooh.
No.
No, for you, go on.
If they don't win trophies, you can't be considered a success. It doesn't mean they're not a good team, but I don't think they can be considered a success unless they win trophies.
But do you not think Klopp's took them on from when he first got them?
No. I'm not saying he hasn't done a good job. I'm not saying they're not a good team. But in order to be considered a success, they have to win trophies.
So if you're a relegation-threatened team and you finish 5th, then there's got to be a level of, because there's only 3 or 4 trophies you can win in a season.
Yeah. That's just what I think, So I feel like they have to...
Different teams that Liverpool expect to win trophies, don't they, in terms of their history, right?
Yeah, it's a good question, because he hasn't actually won a trophy yet for Liverpool. Come very close, of course.
I think he will, though, like... I don't think that's the thing. I'm almost certain he will. It's like Klopp's not... Klopp's probably going to be at Liverpool for at least as long as he's been there already. I can't see them missing out on a trophy, even if it's not this season. It's just they're having the best. This is the thing, they're having the best season in their whole history this season in terms of points. So
correct, yeah.
You have to kind of consider that a bit of a success, to be honest, especially how good City are
in Premier League history. Yeah.
Yeah, but still need to deliver. At the end, it's true that Liverpool is better. He's been playing. We got a United fan at the back of the camera.
Yeah, Mark, we got to tell you, Mark, the floor manager, gets to use a Man United fan.
I can see that. I can see that.
He's not happy.
And that's why you brought me the tea so hot, huh? I cannot even take it.
It's very hot, isn't it?
I'll have it tomorrow, maybe.
I told you, Mark. Oh, chance in your game, Dave. It's all going on in your game, isn't it?
It is. We just need to get this third goal because even at 2-0, I don't fully trust it. All right, with Arsenal's defence, I just don't like trust them. So we need this third goal to really kill the time.
OK, so 2-0 at half-time. Arsenal, half chance there, but it is still 2-0 and 0-0 in our feature game. Let's just go back to the managers' chat, 'cause it's interesting that you look at two of the most highly rated managers in Klopp and Pochettino haven't actually won a trophy. Klopp for Liverpool and Pochettino in his career. So it's, do they need to, in terms of being revered as a great manager? Because I think we all agree that they're two very good managers, but are trophies that important
at the end,
in terms of your legacy?
Exactly, the one who makes you to leave a legacy or make you a legend, or they are the trophies. And you can see at the back of this amazing manager, they've been in Arsenal, in United, or even Nottingham Forest, because of what they delivered, what the trophy they won when they had that time and in those clubs. So Jurgen made a massive difference, made a massive change on Liverpool beliefs, but at the end you need to still need to deliver trophies, and I'm sure I agree that at the end they will arrive. But it's been 3 years, and of course the people is going to start getting anxious of this, and the connection with the club and with the supporters is fantastic. So hopefully, like I said, they can win one of the big trophies and keep this momentum happening for many years.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities between Poch and Klopp. Like when you said there, the closeness between the fans and the club, Pochettino has that, Klopp has that. The relationship with the players, Klopp has that, Pochettino has that.
And Pochettino's been linked with Real Madrid quite a few times, and he said, you know what, it's because he wants to get something from Tottenham and show that he is going to be a legend for Tottenham for many years in the history. But
well said, Lewis. A legend for Tottenham for many years. I like that.
Yeah, I think he's doing a great job, but he's always a step too short to get. I mean, it's difficult playing against these massive clubs like Liverpool, United, or City at this stage, Arsenal. So at the end, it's very difficult to arrive. How many players did they sign last summer?
No players last summer. No
so
players.
So it's very difficult.
In January.
How much money did they spend? United, Arsenal, City, Liverpool. So it's difficult to achieve that. It's kind of the same what happened with Atletico Madrid in Spain in the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, it's what they have doing or been following second on La Liga behind Barcelona or behind Real Madrid, with the big difference they got, the gap of the budget they got is amazing. So we have to praise that, and well, I think Tottenham, if they want to make that step forward, they will need to spend.
Need to invest. Totally agree. Substitution.
Finally
one in the game.
Mesut is on. Mesut Ozil's come on for Aaron Ramsey, which just seems like, to give him a bit of a run out. We are just paying him just the 300 grand a week, so we might as well. So he's come on and he's already made a bit of a difference. He's been able to get hold of the ball in midfield and look a bit more comfortable and secure. So,
and will he be at Arsenal this time next year? Dave Jackson, Mesut Ozil.
I hope so. I hope so. I generally don't understand it. I don't understand why he's not playing.
I can say, you feel very passionate about this, even when we talk about Mesut Ozil. You can't quite get your head around.
I don't. I really don't, because it's not like if we don't. Because the issue we've got is the reason why we couldn't do any business is not because we couldn't afford the transfer fees. It's because we couldn't afford the wages, right? So if he is going to be in our club and we're paying that much money, then he needs to be playing. If not, he needs to be moved on. To me, it's like
one or the two. Yeah, one or the other. Yeah,
doesn't make any sense. But he's on and he's making a difference. So Mesut on the pitch.
Still 0-0. Still waiting for that first goal, McCubbin.
Yeah.
In the feature game. We all said high-scoring predictions, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. These said 3-3, Will Blazer.
Yeah, it still could happen, anything. Van
Dijk is still on the pitch.
Exactly, mate. That's the spirit we need. The content is on the way.
Here you go, chance for... we haven't spoken much about Scott McTominay. How's he been playing?
He's actually not been too bad. And Pereira, since he's come on, has been pretty OK, given the ball away a couple of times, but not in terrible areas. They've actually been all right. The midfield battle hasn't really been... I don't know, it hasn't really been won or lost by either side. United have been very much reliant on Pogba breaking away down the kind of left inside channel. Sanchez, actually, believe it or not, for the 20 minutes he's been on the pitch, has actually been quite good,
lively,
which is great. That's lovely to see.
I love the fact you said believe it or not before.
Yeah, so I'm eating my words on him.
He's a fantastic player.
Yeah,
I mean,
so like...
He's a fantastic player. To be honest, it's difficult, and hopefully Ole can recover him from this stage, like it happened with other players. But I used to love him when he was playing for Barcelona, because he can give you so many things. Play a striker, winger, can give you so many things, and it's a pity that he doesn't have any more minutes. At the end, he's a player that needs to play more minutes to get the best of him.
Yeah,
for sure. It's a difficult one because he's not... Ever since he's come to United, there's always been... There's never been a position... Like, when we signed him last January, I thought, OK, great, we need someone on the right. Sanchez has proven at Barcelona and at Arsenal at times that he is a world-class player on the right wing, like cutting inside and whatnot. But Mourinho just refused to play him there for so long. And I don't know, I just think that kind of uncertainty over actually what position he plays for the team really affected him in those first few months, and it's just taken a while to get over.
And the right winger for Barcelona, right winger for Arsenal, he was totally different. Right winger for United at the stage where Mourinho was playing, because he wasn't going forward. It was more about you have to track back, you have to do the work, and it was difficult for him to adapt to that kind of situations.
For sure. I just hope...
Chance for Liverpool here. Salah.
McTominay. No, Luke Shaw.
But to be fair to him, he's been putting in some decent defensive work today, Sanchez, and it's worked out well. He hasn't given the ball away at all, so...
Yeah, so just cleared. Salah been on the ball quite a bit recently, but United defending well. And it's still 0-0. Interestingly, a goal from Mo Salah would make him the fastest player.
Oh, my God.
Oh, danger still not cleared.
Oh, crumbs.
No, it has been... Oh, still alive. It's got very...
Oh, this is scrappy.
It's like pinball football, isn't it?
Yeah.
Liverpool still with a chance.
Nice one, Victor.
And the danger has been half cleared, but Liverpool back again.
Oh,
good clearance from Pogba. A goal for Mo Salah today would make him the fastest player in Premier League history to reach 50 goals for a single club. This is only his 63rd appearance. He would break Alan Shearer's all-time Premier League record of reaching 50 goals for Blackburn in 66 appearances. That's incredible when you think of how many good strikers there's been in the Premier League.
Definitely. And Alan Shearer must be so frustrated this year. All the records that he's done for many years, but well, you know, the records are there to be broken, and they're doing great. And Salah, I mean, he's been amazing.
Yeah.
Last season, of course, this season is getting the rhythm.
Yeah, Salah, Firmino, Mane all been on fire this season. 38 Premier League goals between them. Interestingly, though, McCubbin, Salah, Firmino and Mane together only have 1 goal and no assists in 16 combined Premier League appearances against United. So, for as good as they have been, it's only Salah that scored. The United fixture, it's been a sticky one for them.
Yeah, I think in general, especially at Old Trafford, Liverpool have struggled to win over the years. I think the last time they won was back in 2014 when more... So, yeah, and I remember, Herrera doing a great job on Salah in this corresponding fixture last season. So, I think the United defence tend to be up for these games a bit more. And so far have just about dealt with that front three. Say Salah's probably been the biggest threat. Firmino's easily been the best creator. But, yeah, it's an interesting one, though. It's an interesting one. Because when those three aren't scoring... Sometimes you don't know where the goals are going to come from. Obviously, Shaqiri's on the bench today, and he, is a great option, and obviously he was devastating against United when he came on back in December. So I wouldn't. The cameras went to him a second ago, so I'm assuming that means that there's some sort of movement down there. I wouldn't be surprised if he came on in the next 5 minutes.
Don't forget, of course, our feature game is Man United 0, Liverpool 0, and Arsenal are 2-0 up at Southampton. But we will be on air later again. We've got 2 live football socials today, so we'll be back with our second feature game, which is, of course, the Carabao Cup final. These are the live scenes. Darius Vassell, former Manchester City player, will be in the studio joining us for our second stream. These are the live pictures from Wembley. We've just seen Sarri and Pep Guardiola. So we'll be back again this afternoon. So don't go anywhere. Stay with us. The big news, Hazard starting up front for Chelsea. We'll, of course, give you full team news later. So while there is looking like there's not going to be a goal, probably jinxed it now. Let's touch upon the cup final quickly. Lewis, how do you see the cup final going, Carabao Cup final between Chelsea and City?
I mean, I don't want to disappoint Chelsea fans again. No, I'm joking. But it's true that the way that Manchester City is playing, it's difficult to see that they're going to leave this cup and not winning it. It's true that the finals are always different games. It's only one game, anything can happen. Yeah. But I see so strong Manchester City there. The players are so confident. Every single player who gets involved, it doesn't matter if it's Kun Agüero or it's Gabriel Jesus, it doesn't matter. They always do well. Yeah. And they are in this momentum that they see the light at the end of the tunnel and they go straight for it. They are committed and they know that they can win the Premier League, that they can win all the trophies. And I see very difficult to Chelsea to win today.
McCubbin, thoughts on the cup final?
I've got to agree, to be honest. City are just in such good form at the moment. Sarri's under so much pressure at Chelsea. It's just everything's pointing towards City winning this quite comfortably. Especially when you look at last season, it was the Arsenal in the cup final City had. Yeah, and Wenger was under huge pressure then. I think it's just City have just found that groove after that difficult December period. I think it's going to be. There's just so little pressure on them. Even the title race is obviously what they're focusing on, but the fact they've got so little pressure on them in this game will tell, I think.
OK, yeah. Don't forget to join us for that stream later on. Let's catch up with our second game, Dave. Southampton in the corner mile having a few chances this half, aren't they?
Yeah. Arsenal, having said that, once those will come on, they actually start to get hold of the ball a bit. They're not having a great little 5 minute here, but it's a corner to Southampton. Just need to set out this little tough patch. I would love to see us keep a clean sheet.
Just as you said that, Southampton with a chance, the danger's not been cleared.
Yeah.
Nathan Redmond whipping the ball in. Ooh, and it has been.
That kept then.
Nathan Redmond's been on the ball. Charlie Austin again, who looks lively. He does want another goal against Arsenal to put on that CV. Leno makes the save. Dave said he's not worried about Charlie Austin one bit. There is no way he'll score, he said.
No way.
Nearly hit the back of the net there.
Yeah, almost, but he didn't, did he?
No.
So, we just need to set out this little 5 minute patch and we'll be fine.
Let's carry on talking about Arsenal top 4, top 6, the big top 6. I know that we had Arsenal Man United debate the last time on the Football Social. You're still confident that Arsenal finish above Man United. Where do you think Arsenal will finish the season realistically?
I think we'll finish fourth. I think it'll be City, Liverpool, Spurs, Arsenal. That's what I think.
Chelsea and United missing out.
Yeah. So.
Not on that.
So the other way around,
yeah? Another corner for Liverpool. Pogba's not happy, but it is a corner for Liverpool, who've scored the most goals from corners in the Premier League this season so far. 20 minutes left for us to find a goal. James Milner standing over the corner.
Same way that the first half. Liverpool is pressing high. Yeah. Not many things from United, but neither Liverpool is pressing just a corner and no clear chances again. So hopefully we can manage to score in one of the set pieces. I see them probably more.
Here he is! I thought that was it, Lewis.
Gini's playing very well.
Well, now, does he claiming for a penalty there? I think he's claiming there's been a push.
There's been a push.
Nah.
Ooh.
Straight red.
I think it's a corner, though. It comes off the corner.
Yeah.
Oh.
No chance.
I think we agree, no penalty.
Yeah, it's not a penalty.
No penalty, no.
Is the tea any cooler now? Is it still? No. It's very hot.
I'm going to follow you. I'm going to open a little bit.
There we go.
There you go. Corner again? No.
I think so.
Asking for a penalty there as well.
I feel like in the last 2 games, we did a live stream for the Bayern Munich Liverpool game the other night. I wouldn't be surprised if over the last 2... also 0-0. And Joel Matip has been the biggest goal threat. I think Joel Matip had about 3 shots against Bayern Munich. He's probably had about 2 today.
And he had that one on his own goal as well, didn't he, the other week?
Oh, right, against Leicester, he's feeling it, isn't he?
Substitution. This is we talked about this earlier. And fantastic sub to bring on Shaqiri.
Yeah, I think it was needed to refresh a little bit up front, a little bit of sharpness. And who is it? Probably Henderson or
Henderson.
Jordan Henderson coming off. He gives the captain's armband to James Milner, so it's Jordan Henderson off for Shaqiri.
Shaqiri, yes, try to bring more power up front. Yeah. Shaqiri, you know that he likes to play between the lines and maybe 1 or 2 strikes from outside the box.
And it's an attacking sub as well, which is what we were alluding to earlier. Jurgen Klopp wants the 3 points here, doesn't he? Because that's an attacking substitution.
No, of course. He knows how important are these 3 points to keep ahead of Manchester City. to keep the first position. I saw Keita not warming up, so probably he's not going to be involved in this one.
Yeah.
So we'll see who is, because I'm sure that he will make another change soon.
Oh, nice touch from Pogba. And speaking of Pogba, we do have a price boost involving the man who's been on such great form under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer this season. Pogba to score in 90 minutes. That is any time in the remaining 20, 25 minutes of this game left. That was 16-1. That is now 20-1.
Oh.
So Pogba to score any time,
shout.
Garcia, is 20-1. We've just said he's had one of the most goals involvements of any player in the top 5 leagues. So don't forget, you must be 18 plus. Full terms and conditions apply. For more information, go to skybet.com. They are with our friends at Skybet. 20-1 for Pogba to score any time. So great odds.
He's on pens as well.
And he's on pens. Takes a long time to run up towards the pens.
But he does hit them.
Yeah. He does hit them, yeah. Let's go to Social Corner. Will, haven't been to you in a while.
Hi,
how are you doing over there?
Yeah, good, mate. You well, yeah?
Yeah, very good.
Haven't seen you.
Not
Nearly as tan as Lewis, but not that tan.
This is makeup, not holiday this
time.
time.
Is it?
Yeah.
Fair enough, mate. Mendel46
I could have lied.
Says, can Liverpool beat Bayern Munich in Munich, Lewis?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Definitely. Actually, the other day when the game finished and you could see some of the other players sad or frustrated because of the result, of course. I understand, because you want the most from a game at home.
Yeah.
Playing away, Bayern can play the same way. Can play for 90 minutes, holding the ball at the back, or not trying to create, waiting for a mistake from Liverpool. They have to go forward. There's 70,000 people expecting you to go forward. Yeah. And that's when Liverpool is good at, when they are spaced at the back. I think Kimmich is not going to be in the pitch. Normally, Kimmich and Alaba, they go forward a lot and they leave spaces. And we were expecting that on the other game, and no, it didn't happen. So I think for that game, that's what Liverpool is going to work on, trying to look for those spaces at the back of the centre backs and the wing backs, and hopefully make that a match and score one goal. One goal is a lot for Liverpool scoring there.
Yeah. Does that show how far Liverpool have come as a team under Jurgen Klopp? The fact that they were so disappointed. You saw the body language afterwards. I saw the post-match interviews, and they looked gutted with a 0-0 against Bayern Munich, who are still one of the top teams in Europe. So it shows how far they've come to be disappointed with the draw.
Exactly, because at the end, this moment for everybody, and you get used to the rhythm of winning, even when you're not playing the nicest way, but you winning and you winning, and you want more. When a point is not enough, much more when you know go there at the back, you see the coming, or that you go to Bayern Munich away, where you go there and they know that they are a dangerous team. Podolski, the centre forward, top scorer of the league. You know that he's very dangerous. So you have to be very focused, and you get disappointed because you have a few good chances in the first half that they had and couldn't score.
Yeah, interesting to see. It should be a great second leg. I think we expect goals in that one. We said that before the first one. It was 0-0, so hopefully we'll see goals. Speaking of goals, we're hoping to get one in our feature game. Good opportunities. Similar free kicks that we had a little while ago in this area, McCubbin. So Man United whipped in.
Wait.
He's off.
Oh, it's in the back of the net. Is it counted? The goal is in the back of the net for Man United. It is offside. The flag is up. The whole sofa, including behind the cameras there. A lot of Man United fans in the studio
You
today.
like groans, wasn't this?
The ball is in the back of the net. It doesn't count. McCubbin, talk us through what happened there.
Good ball in from Luke Shaw.
Oh, it is tight.
Smalling just offside, I'd say. A very good little ball as well. And Matip would have got an own goal there. He loves it. In and around the 6-yard box.
It is. I mean, we think it's the right decision, but it's a very close one.
It's so tight. I mean,
could have gone either way.
It's definitely less tight than the Pogba one, which was missed earlier. So,
John Matip very relieved there, wasn't he? Because it was a.
He's lucky because actually, if Matip hadn't blocked that, I don't think it would have actually gone through to a United player. I think Van Dijk might have had it covered. So. That could have been a grave mistake for him to make, but luckily enough, marginally offside. And Smalling is feeling it now. Smalling is playing a great little challenge there.
Great feet there, but the ball was in the back of the net for the first time. It has been ruled out for offside. Joel Matip own goal does not stand. Still 0-0. United on the attack, just cleared by Liverpool. James Milner and Paul Pogba. So still 0-0. Jurgen Klopp very animated on the touchline, as he always is. Don't forget a draw. We're just having a look at the replay again. I mean, it's so tight. It's very tight, Lewis.
It's just tight, but you can see that his right foot is forward.
Mano's the only guy keeping them.
So we think it is the right decision, brave decision from the linesman at Old Trafford as well, that one. Chance for Liverpool. Oh,
it's opening up now.
It is opening up a lot. It's still 0-0, but there are chances. And interestingly, a draw will obviously take Liverpool top. So a draw will take Liverpool back to the top of the league. And also a draw, interestingly, for Man United. If United avoid defeat today, Solskjaer will set a new record for the most points from the first 10 games in charge of any Premier League side ever. So, I mean, that just goes to show how good Solskjaer's doing. Should he be offered the job full-time for you, Lewis?
I think he's done a great job since he arrived, and you have to give him credit. If I understand that he's a massive club, that he's looking for probably a more experienced coach. Yeah. But Guardiola, at the moment they gave him the chance. Luis Enrique, at the moment they gave him the chance. They've been two of the most successful managers. So I think sometimes you have to, if they've done well, give it the credit and give it the chance to prove himself on a long period with his own players, the way he wants to play. Because at the end, it's been like a quick change to get results quick. And maybe next year he can.
Got to bring your thoughts on, obviously, it's linked with various managers. Zidane, a long time ago. Pochettino in more recent times. Solskjaer's come in, done very well. What is the consensus with Man United fans, the majority of them? Who would they like to see?
I think it's kind of split down the middle. I think if you, the Old Trafford faithful especially, I think would back Solskjaer at this point just because of the feeling that he's brought back to the club. Yeah. What I think is the greatest credit you can give Solskjaer is either Poch or him, which before that was not the case. It was Solskjaer, or it was going to be Poch or Zidane or Jardim or Allegri from Juve. Now it seems to be, like, at least in my heart, either we go all out for Poch in the summer. If that doesn't work, then we stay with Solskjaer. Obviously, that's probably not the best way to go about it. No, but those are the only two managers who I can see taking the club forward from now. I think the logical decision would be to push for Poch. I think he's after Guardiola and Klopp, probably for me the best manager in the world. We can get a sporting director in, someone like Paul Mitchell, who worked with Poch at Southampton. That would be a bit of a dream team. But yeah, Solskjaer's he's passing the job interview at the moment. This is the thing. It's like logically you should maybe still go for the safe bet with Pochettino, but Solskjaer can't do anything more to get this job right now. Yeah, substitution for Liverpool. So it looks like Mo Salah's coming off. So Mo Salah is coming off and Divock Origi on. So a lot of substitutions we're seeing in this game. Thoughts on that sub, Lewis? What do you make of that?
Well, it's trying to inside of the box. Yeah. Mo Salah is right. Sturridge is dropping because he looks for balls. So it's no one really. We are arriving well from the sides, but there's no one to finish the play. So more present inside the box.
Origi, big game player as well, as we saw on a famous football social with your friend Ducky.
Yes, we did. Liverpool-Everton, last-minute winner, wasn't it?
Just loves a big goal in a big game.
In the Merseyside derby.
Careful with that one.
Wow, very flare clearance there from Alisson. On his knee, clearing the danger. Pogba on the ball now.
Great touch from Pogs.
10 minutes left. Still 0-0 in the game. What's going on in your game, Dave? Still 2-0, I presume?
It's a bit quiet, yeah. Arsenal back on top now, just trying to see the game out, really. So there's not much going on. Been kind of watching the Liverpool game, to be honest.
Do you think for Firmino having that injury, do you think that's been a big factor in Liverpool maybe not threatening as much as they could have this second half?
Yeah, at the end, Firmino is one of those players who helps the ones up front to receive the ball. Because, like I said before the game, we had Wijnaldum, Henderson and Fabinho. They are not players who bring the ball. Gini a little bit is the one who links with the three at the front. But Firmino is the one who makes the other play. He receives the ball, he creates so much attention on him and leaves space at the back for the runners that we got, Mane and Salah. And not him on the pitch. Yeah, sometimes you could see no chances. We haven't created big chances for in the second half or in the first half since he left. So, yeah, it's not easy to miss a key player up front, and we don't have a clear replace player. I mean, Sturridge is a fantastic player, but he's not the same. He's similar, but he's not the same, and he doesn't have the confidence that he's got Firmino because he doesn't play as usual as him. So it wasn't easy.
Yeah, another free kick. Another free kick for to be not playing at all. Is it? It's just like so used to having him in the side.
Yeah, and the understanding between Mane, Salah, and Firmino is fantastic. With Sturridge, it's different because he keeps the ball sometimes in different maybe sometimes too much, or maybe because you don't play with him, so you don't know what he's going to do, and that sometimes he helps. Hopefully he can receive. He's very good when he's near the box, but he hasn't received a clear ball on the outside of the box.
Yeah, fair enough.
So another free kick in a fairly dangerous area for Liverpool. Milner's been on everything, hasn't he? Free kicks, corners. Looks like he's going to whip it in again. Is this the first goal of the game we're going to see Liverpool whipped in? Oh, and it's clear. It got booked in that instant, by the way.
That's shocking,
Come on, boys.
Oh,
Need something from this.
Chance, one of your games, Dave. Talk us through what happened there.
Yeah, Aubameyang was played through. Did well to kind of run into space. He tried to square the ball instead of potentially maybe he should have had a shot, and it was a decent save from the defender. So probably should have scored, but we didn't.
Is that yellow for Matip, is it?
No, Shaqiri.
Oh, Shaqiri. Yeah. Can't see from here.
Smithy, question for you. Foxforest says, is Tottenham's title race basically all over after a shocking loss to Burnley yesterday?
Why did you pick that one out of interest?
I just read what's in front of me, Smithy. Stiff feeds a minute.
It was a bad result, obviously.
Yeah. Shocking,
would you say? Chatting to a lot of Spurs fans, there was a feeling that this was a potential banana skin because Spurs don't have a great record against Burnley, and when you play against, I don't know if you find this, but when you play against teams that set up not to lose rather than to attack, it's sometimes quite difficult. Tottenham often struggle against teams like that, and I'm going to be honest, I don't think we were unlucky. I thought Burnley played their game plan well, and I don't think we did enough to win the game. The first goal should have been a goal kick, not a corner, which Pochettino, we saw, was very unhappy with. I think, looking like Liverpool are going to get at least a point here, I think it's going to be very difficult for Spurs.
Do you actually believe you could win the Premier League?
I always thought we were outsiders with the fact that we've had so many injuries, lack of expenditure. I think for me, the big thing for me is that Tottenham's starting 11, I don't think there's a lot of difference between our starting 11 and Liverpool's and Man City's. I think the big difference is the strength in depth. I mean, Liverpool have brought on Shaqiri, which, Man City have got Aguero, Sane, Sterling, Mahrez. If Harry Kane's injured, there's not a lot of options. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know if you agree with that, but I think strength in depth is a real problem.
When you got all the competitions to be played. I mean, when you get involved in two of the cups here, and it's not easy. It's not easy.
So is it a two-horse race for you, Man City and Liverpool, for you?
I think so. At the moment, it's the two. They're going to fight until the last game, probably, yeah.
OK, speaking of Man City, their lineup is on the screen now, so stay with us for this stream. Moments left of Man United versus Liverpool, but on the bottom of your screen you can see the Man City starting lineup for the Carabao Cup final. Edison, Walker, Otamendi, Laporte, Zinchenko, Kevin De Bruyne, Fernandinho, David Silva, Bernardo Silva, Aguero and Sterling. I mean, what a team that is. We're just been alluding to. What a team they have.
You talk about the bench, or which? That's the bench.
Exactly.
That's what happened with City. You don't know who is playing. You read the bench, and he could be the 11th. Yeah.
This is the Chelsea team. Kepa in goal. Aspilicueta. It's very tough, very small font this for me to read. Rudiger, David Luiz, Emerson. The midfield three. It looks like the midfield three we've seen regularly this season of Kante, Jorginho, and Barkley. Then Willian and Pedro, and Hazard playing as a false nine. So what do you make of that? The Chelsea do have options going forward, but they've gone with Hazard in a false nine and not one of their recognised strikers.
Yeah, at the end, Hazard give you something different when he's got the ball. He can create magic. It's true that maybe he's not a proper striker. He's going to score you 25 goals during the season, but when he's got the ball, you know that something can happen. And I think that's what they're looking for against City. Try to receive the ball and use those fast plays that they got on their wings. Yeah, and obviously we saw the last time these two met, Man City 6. Chelsea 0, so they won 6-0.
Smith, have a look at this ping here.
It's not a repeat of that. And what a strike this is. Is that James Ward-Prowse?
That's Target.
Is it Target?
On target.
It was on target, Will. Very good. Big save. There's so many chances for Southampton, Dave, every time we glance. Are you nervous? Is this...
I am nervous, which is silly. We're at home. We've got a 2-0 lead. And
I don't feel safe. Charlie Austin! We don't even know if it was Charlie Austin or if Southampton were on the attack. But we're just doing it to make him nervous. So 5 minutes left. It is Arsenal 2, Southampton 0 at the Emirates. Southampton playing well, but haven't had any clear-cut chances other than that one we just saw recently. Leno with the save. It's still 0-0 between Man United and Liverpool in our feature game. Don't forget, after this, we will have a short pause. Then we'll be on air again on your stream at 4:15. So our second Football Social stream will be at 4:15 for the Carabao Cup final. There it is between Chelsea and Manchester City. Darius Vassell, former Man City player, will be in the studio with us. So get your questions in for Darius as well. Any final questions for Lewis? We're approaching the last sort of 5-10 minutes of the stream. Any others for social?
Yeah, Lewis, obviously you've gone into punditry since you've retired, but is coaching something still on your radar?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to start my coaching license in May. I want to start with the BNA and keep going. To be honest, when I finished, I didn't want to get involved in coaching, at least for a while. And I started doing clinics with Liverpool Academy, with Barcelona Academy, and I enjoy to coach with the kids. And I said, let's do. I think it's important to renew your things and to keep learning. And managing is something that for us is totally different because you need to get in outside of the skin of a football player and get into the other one is totally different. You see the things totally different. So I think it's going to be good to have it, and we'll see. I'm doing a master with UEFA about the business of football. We've been already almost 2 years. We're finishing also in May. And yes, I think it's important always to keep improving, learning things.
So watch this space, Louis Garcia, in management one day, hopefully.
Why not? Why not? Not for now. Yeah. I think it's not for me now. It's going to take me like around 2 years to do it, but I'm not in a rush. I'm enjoying what I'm doing now.
So you are saying you want the Leicester job?
Not for now. Not for now.
What is your favourite goal you've ever scored? Obviously, we talked about the one against Chelsea. That must be up there.
Yeah, probably Juventus is one of them.
Goals,
yeah, Juventus is quite nice. I scored a couple of good headers that I enjoyed. The one against Anderlecht, quite nice. But I think Juventus is one of the most beautiful ones. Yeah.
Good goal, Juventus.
Yeah, it was a good
great goal.
Yeah, nice one.
So obviously that season was such a magical one for you and Liverpool, but like you and Xabi both moved there that summer with Benitez coming in that summer as well. But you left behind like an era-defining Barcelona side under Rijkaard. How much persuading did it take Benitez to get you to Anfield?
No, it's quite perspective, Benitez, but I can tell you that. But you know, when I was in Tenerife with him, the year after I went to Valladolid, back to Valladolid, and then Barcelona signed me back. Before I went to Atletico Madrid, he called me because he wanted me to go with him to Valencia. No. And it took a bit too long, the conversation, because they were expecting to leave Kylian Gonzalez to go to Lazio. So I decided to go to Atletico Madrid. But it was one summer before. The summer after I went to Barcelona. And then again, he gave me a call to come to Liverpool. So it's when you got the confidence of a manager, it's very important for a player. It's true that it's important to be at your club. I enjoy playing for Barcelona. It was like my dream come true. So when I did it, and the year after, Rafa asked me to go, and like I said, it's very important to have a coach who believes in you, who trusts you, because on a competition there is moments of highs and lows, and when you are in a low and you got the confidence of the manager, it goes quicker. It leaves quicker. I mean, you can have a bad game, but if you keep playing, or a couple, 3 bad games, but if the manager keeps playing you, you know that you get the confidence back and you play again well. So that Rafa Benitez gave me, so that was important. That's why it took me a couple of days to go to Liverpool.
Yeah, fair enough. And obviously, when you were at Barcelona, you would obviously came through La Masia and stuff over a number of years. You must have seen Pep play a lot as the Barca captain. Did you think then that he was going to be as... could you see him becoming an influential coach in the way he has done?
Definitely. I'm going to tell you a short story because we don't have much time, so short story. We were playing Barcelona first team against the Barcelona B team on Wednesdays. The ones that they couldn't play much on the weekend, they used to come on Wednesday and play against the B team. In one of the games, it's out. Good chance for United, almost.
Completely missed that.
Nothing.
We can, whilst we're pausing, we'll get to Louis' stories in a minute, but we can show you full-time whistle has gone at Arsenal. There you go, Dave. Big win, he called it. Arsenal 2, Southampton. We'll get back to that story very shortly, but we're in the last moments of the game.
Should have got something
so all 3 points for Arsenal and a clean sheet. Dave said he wanted a clean sheet badly. He's got one. All 3 points. Good win for Unai Emery. And a big chance for United. McCubbin.
Smalling should have got on the end
2 minutes of injury time. Is that the last chance we'll see for Man United to win the game there?
I fear it is. That was easy the best ball that's been put into the Liverpool area all game. And I think there's something about Smalling. I think Smalling's won every game in which he's scored for United. I think there's about 12 of them.
Yeah.
So, you know, that...
Not as many as Milner, but still never...
you know,
never lost
him a chance. You know, he's only at centre-back. He's, he's still got a few years to play.
Very true.
But, no, I doubt he'll
chance for Liverpool now. Surely this is going to be one of the last chances of the game.
Short.
Interestingly, man of the match award's just been made. Luke Shaw.
Interesting.
Luke Shaw, man of the match.
He has been pretty solid down that left, and when you're dealing with Salah, I guess you've got to take some credit for that. But yeah, I mean, I haven't really noticed him, but I guess that's a good sign.
Good point. Fair point.
I thought McTominay's had a very good game.
So into the 91 minutes, 14 seconds on the clock. There are 2 minutes of injury time. Shaqiri with the long ball forward. Surely this is going to be the last chance of the game. It's a great ball to Robertson there.
Got to get it in with Origi and Sturridge.
It's going to be the last chance for Liverpool.
Oh, come on.
Who will go to the top of the league with a point. But obviously Klopp would love to get all three now. This is surely the last chance of the game. But Man United defending pretty well. Are we going to see a goal, Will?
No, we're not, sorry. Join us for the next stream.
Thanks for the confidence.
Not from Van Dijk at this moment, huh? Right at the back.
He needs one of them volleys like he did against Everton. Just a very speculative looping effort.
Come on.
Here we go.
Said it.
You need to go long.
What's he doing? Put it in there.
It's almost like Liverpool don't want to
stick it in the mixer.
Pathetic.
Will they get it forward? Shaqiri,
last
chance. Here we go. Ball lofted forward.
Oh, there we go. Cheers,
Away.
guys.
That's it.
No time.
And that is the full-time whistle. It finishes Man United 0, Liverpool 0 at Old Trafford. So no goals, the points are shared. So the point does take Liverpool top of the league, and it also means for Man United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that is the best start of any Premier League manager after the amount of games that he's been in charge. So good record for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They both would have wanted all 3 points, but he does set a new record for most points from the first 10 games in charge of a Premier League side. Both looks a bit disappointed with the result, actually, which sort of shows how far they've both come really in recent times. But Klopp definitely does not look particularly happy there.
At the end of ball possession has been fantastic for Liverpool, but no great chances. I think Manchester United had a couple of very good chances, one and one in the first half. But I think a draw is quite fair enough.
Fair result?
I think it's a fair result.
McCubbin, fair result, do you think?
Yeah, I'd say so as well, yeah. Liverpool dominated, but I think what's heartening to see from a United perspective is that against Chelsea and today, really solid defensive displays, which is not what we've been used to seeing. And even under Solskjaer, we've been pretty suspect at the back. This last week, that combination of Lindelof and Smalling, obviously Luke Shaw got man of the match as well, McTominay as well, having a decent game. Did not expect that. So yeah, defensively United seem to be maturing, which is really good to see. Hopefully once Martial and Lingard are back fully fit, we can get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, so these are still the scenes, both managers still on the pitch. Neither of them looking particularly happy, but it is a point apiece, 0-0.
Told you, fourth by the end of the play,
so we can have a look at what that means for the table. This is what it means for the table. So Liverpool go top. 66 points from 27. The title race, it's down to 1 point. Look at that. 65 points from 27 Man City have, but they do have 10 goals superior goal difference. Spurs 6 points behind the league leaders Liverpool, and Arsenal, Dave Jackson, jump into fourth. Again, the battle for fourth is tight as well. Only a point separating Arsenal and Man United. Chelsea 50 points with a game in hand, so it's very, very tight at the top of the table. Let's have a look at what that result, specifically the result at Arsenal, means for the bottom of the table. It was a disappointing day for Southampton. They had the chance to leapfrog Cardiff with a draw or a win, but they remain in 18th. So it's Huddersfield, Fulham and Southampton make up the bottom three. Cardiff with their win on Friday night, just above the relegation places. Let's get final thoughts from the game. Do you have a last social media corner?
Just a quick one, Lewis. If you had to pick some of your top standout players away from Liverpool in the Premier League this season, who's really stood out for you?
This year?
Yeah.
Probably Son from Tottenham, I have to say. It's impressive.
You don't have to say that because Smithy's...
No, but it's impressive. He's the first one to come up because he's been fantastic. What he gives to the game because he's no hurricane. They rely so much on this player, and I think after what he's been through the last year, I think it's amazing the way the accomplishment, the goals, the assists, everything that he's doing I think it's fantastic.
And he's played 3 tournaments. He's played the World Cup, the Asian Trophy, the Asian Games.
On a row, no rest.
Unbelievable,
it's fantastic.
Right, that is all we've got time for. So big thanks to all of us on the stream. McCubbin, Dave Jackson, Will. Big thanks, debut on the Football Social, Lewis Garcia.
Thank you.
Did you enjoy the show, Lewis?
Very much. Thank you very much.
Just quickly, we've got to get your final thought. Who is going to win the Premier League this season, finally?
Liverpool.
Liverpool, of course, I thought we would say that.
Yes.
We're going to have a short break. We've got 5-10 minute break, but do not go anywhere. We'll be back on Football Daily and Soccer's YouTube channel in about 10 minutes for the Carabao Cup final. These are the scenes at Wembley Stadium. The sun is shining. It is Chelsea against Man City. The first trophy is up for grabs. Carabao Cup final. We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes on this stream. Darius Vassell joins us in the studio. We'll see you very shortly. Bye-bye.
Come on, the social.